Hey everybody, welcome back to The Candy Shop with your girl, Candy Washington. And today we are going to have our Sunday tea and we are going to be talking about everything on these reality TV and YouTube streets. Yes, so as people come in, I'm going to share with you guys my new intro. And then after the intro, we will dive into today's Kiki session. Here we go. Yes. Let's say hi to everyone who's coming in. Hey, Young Rich, he goes, thank goodness I can't watch this instead of the BET Awards. Yes. So if you don't want to watch the BET Awards and you just want to come and have a good kiki, everyone is welcome. Don't forget, as you come in, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Yes. Say hi to everyone as we come in. Don't forget to say hi in the comment section. Hey, Deborah. She says, hey, Candy. Hey. Hey, Evelyn says, hey, girl. Hey, yes. Hey, Adam Daniels. He goes, hey. Yes. Hey, everyone. We are about to get into it. So you know that I love for our time together to be interactive, right? So I want you guys to let me know what you want to talk about. Do you want to talk about Simon, Fallon, and Porsha? Do you want to talk about Kenya and Cynthia having a beef? Do you want to talk about Lala Kent and Erika Gerardi and all the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Do you guys want to talk about Ready to Love? So I don't know if you guys have been watching, but I've been watching Ready to Love, and I have a lot of thoughts about all of the final four couples. I have a lot of thoughts about them, so we could dissect Ready to Love. But there is so much going on in these YouTube streets, so let me know in the comments what you guys want to talk about. Hey, Kamiko. She goes, hey, Candy Cane and the Candy Canes. Yes. Hey, girl. Hey. Welcome, my Candy Canes. You guys come in. Thank you so much for joining me. I know it's supposed to go on at 4, but my niece is coming into town today, and I cannot wait to host her. So I'm just so excited for that. So thank you guys for jumping in. And let's see who else is in here. Hey, Lisa. She goes, hi from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Hey. For guys of you who don't know, I'm based in California. So I live in LA. So that's where I'm at. Put down in the chat, where are you guys joining in from? Where are you from? So Lisa's from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Put it in the chat where you're from. Yes. Kim D says, hey, Candy. Hey. Oh, and so for all of you guys, I get a lot of comments about my makeup and my skincare. So I'll start sharing with you guys. If you care, let me know if you want to know. I'll start sharing with you guys some of my skincare and makeup routines. I've been getting comments about it. So what I'm currently wearing on my cheeks, I do have some blush underneath it, but what I'm primarily wearing is this PIXI on the Glow blush, if you guys can see that. So it's from PIXI Beauty, and I love them. They're great, and it's called Juicy. And I'll link it in the show notes so you guys can see it, but it's like this. And what I like to do, I just like to put a little on here and then just, get a little bit of color. And then when I'm really feeling funky, I also put it on my lips. So I'll link it in. Again, it's PIXI Beauty. And I'll share with you guys more of my skincare and beauty routine in case you want to know. So yes. Adam Daniel says, all of it. Let's go. Yes. Hey, Grandma Scary. She says, hi, all. Hey, Grandma Scary. Thank you for joining us. Adam is from London. Welcome. Yes, Lala says, hi. Hello, beautiful from Texas. Welcome, beautiful Lala. Yes. Boxer Girl says, hi, Kitty, joining from Toronto, Canada. Welcome. Yes. Lala says, I would love makeup and skincare advice. Okay, yeah, so we'll do some of those too. We can do some videos on makeup, on skincare. One thing that I had to combat was hyperpigmentation. A lot of times women of color, if we get a pimple or anything that comes on our skin, we will get like a little scar, a little pigmentation. So I can do a whole thing on that too. Hey, K.A. She goes, hey, Candy. Cal here from Granada Hills. I'm a Cali girl, too. Hey, Cali girl. Looking beautiful as always. Thank you. And you, too. Yes. 0317 meme says, hey, Candy and the Candy Canes, happy Sunday. That's right. Happy Sunday, everybody. Thank you for joining me. The Vegas girl says, hi, Candy. Yes. Grandma Scary is now Corpus Christi, Texas. Welcome, Grandma Scary. Yes, yes, yes. 0317 meme says Killian, Texas, in the candy store. Yes, in the candy store. Yes. And Takia Warren says, hi, Candy. Hi. Mwah. Okay, everybody, let's get into it. So I think I'll start with Ready to Love. Put it in the chat box. Have you guys been watching this season? I believe it's season 3 or 4. It might be season 4 at this point. So we're going to get into Ready to Love. And I'm going to talk primarily about the last 4 remaining couples. We just saw the season finale this last week. And I'll talk about a couple of the other players too, just for context and to bring it in. I'm not going to do a recap. I'm just going to give my perspective on these people and what I think makes them tick, and do I think their relationships are like real or not, right? Okay, so let's get into it. And be sure to like, subscribe, and share. I love you guys, and thank you for the view. Yes, yes. Oh, people are, hey, EXO. She says, hi, Candy. Hey, love. Hey, Darren. He says, hey, Candy Canes. Hey, Candy Canes. Yes. Okay, so the 4 remaining couples, right, are AJ and I always mispronounce her name. Is it Kyra? Kyra? It's Kyra, right? It's Kyra. So it's AJ and Kyra. So just quick overall. So AJ is kind of the one with the long black beard. AJ and Kyra had a history prior to coming onto the show. So they had gone on a date a couple years in the past, but it ended in basically him either letting her pay for it, or he either like left and she had to pay. Anyway, what happens is she ended up paying for the date, and he was very cavalier about it, not really sensitive. And I think after that, it sort of like faded, fizzled out, maybe a little ghosting situation going on. He later says, oh, well, what happened was she left, went to the bathroom, whatever, and I gave the waitress the waiter my card. My card got declined, and I was just too embarrassed to say that. I don't know. Like, do we believe him? Put it in the chat box. Do you believe AJ? Do you believe that he was just embarrassed, that he put his card on the table, got declined, and he was just too embarrassed to tell her, and like that's what happened? Or do you think that he really is just one of those guys who will let a woman pay for him? I mean, clearly he is, because he did. So let's see what you guys think in the chat about that. And then Kyra also had a thing going on with Jason. So she was kind of straddling the fence the whole season between AJ and Jason and who she wanted to be with. She never really made up her mind. She was kind of straddling the fence with those two. So, and Kyra is also like the really, she's really beautiful. She's really sexy. So she's kind of that more like vixen-y, beautiful girl, right? So then you get Liz and Jason. So Liz is kind of, I don't know how to explain it. She's kind of like matronly. She's really into the Bible. She's really demure and kind of quiet and reserved. She's very classy, very matronly almost is Liz. She's very like respectable. So Liz was actually checking for Dave before she was checking for Jason. Dave turned out to be a whole hot mess. I mean, a whole hot damn mess. He ended up going off on her. I don't know if you guys saw that episode where he went off on her, wouldn't let her talk, got all up in her face. I'm sure during the reunion, Tommy will talk about that and like put him in check. To me, Dave had a tick. Like, Dave was a guy that if I went on a date with, I would just be like, okay, lose my number, weirdo. Like, Dave has a tick. Like, something is wrong with him. And you know how he's always talking about how he had a divorce, and then maybe divorced twice, I'm not sure, but the last one just like picked up and left. And in my mind, I'm like, well, what happened? Because I think it takes a lot for either this person really just has no heart and is so cold and she just picks up like a thief in the night and leaves you, or what happened that she felt she had to do it that way. I like to play devil's advocate. I like to know there's two sides to every story. So Dave is coming on with the sob story about the woman he was with, you know, just leaving him and he doesn't want to be left again. But like, what did you do to make her leave that way? And now we're seeing how Dave is so deeply insecure is projecting so much onto people. And then the way he spoke to Liz was bizarre and scary that I'm kind of like, Dave has a tick. And it's just like, if people are consistently leaving you, you might want to look in the mirror and be like, what is it about me that I'm either doing or projecting, right? Dave had a tick, weird. So he got kicked off the show. Then Liz and Jason came together, right? So Jason is a teacher. He also coaches basketball for the kids. And Alexis Fly, who is not in the top 4, but she was like a key player during the whole season. She was really into Ron. She was into Jason. She was into AJ. Alexis Fly was low-key into everybody, but she kind of puts this like Bible front up, like, oh, I'm so into the Bible, which I think is great. I'm not knocking religion at all, but I always am mindful of when people weaponize religion to get away with what they want to get away with or to divert or deflect. So you can be a religious person all day long, but if you always want to bring up the Bible or religion or things like that as a way to deflect from what you're really doing or your agenda or a way to weaponize it, I'm always on to people like that. Because there's a way to talk about your religion and your spiritual beliefs without using it as a way for no one to like come at you and you get away with everything. So Alexis Fly, to me, was kind of all over the place. Remember, she was in love with Ron. Then she wanted AJ from Kyra. And then she wanted, who else did she want? She wanted somebody else too. Okay, and then it's Vernicia and Joelle. So Vernicia is a little bit more voluptuous. She's a mother of 3, really strong, independent woman, really, really sweet though. Like you could tell she has a heart of gold and she just has to have this wall up because she's had to take care of so many people, right? And then you have Joelle, who's kind of like a cat daddy almost. You know, he's kind of like this Southern boy and he's really cool and he's really suave. But like it was really sad because his wife Courtney passed away, unfortunately, and he has kids. And so he's really healing with the grief of losing his wife. And then he's also looking for not a surrogate mother, but like a stepmom who could step into that role and really care about his kids. And he had some issues, you know, he wanted to like leave Vernicia when they had one argument. It's kind of like, well, you're gonna if you want to live with someone and have a life with them, you're going to argue. It's not if you argue, it's how you argue. And you can't just walk away from someone the moment you have a hiccup. Like you have to be able to work through those things, right? Okay, so then you have Chris and Amber. So if you watched last season, Chris got eliminated because I forgot her name, but the girl that he was with, she was like gassing him up and acting like she was all into him. And then when he was like, oh, well, we have to like all go in on the bills, she was like, what? Psh, boy, bye. Which I don't know. I can't say I hate her on that. You guys know me. I'm definitely more of a hypergamous mindset. So I understand where she was coming from, but I think the way she executed it was wrong. Like she really just was just like, I love you. And then he was like, well, can you help with bills? And she was just like, boy, bye. So that was that. And he's with Amber. And Amber's she's an attorney. She's really cool. She's kind of like funky boho, but also very like corporate attorney person, right? So that's Amber. She had some situations. She ended up kissing Ron. Alexis Fly got really mad and called her a Judas. It was all this crazy stuff. So those are the 4 key players. I'm going to see what you guys are saying real quick. You guys says hello. Yes. Jasmine like says hit that like button for Candy, y'all. Yes. Hit that like button. Yes. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's get into it. So AJ and Kyra. Clearly, they were never going to work out, right? So at the end of the finale, she's just like, oh, I like you, but I don't know you well enough for us to commit. She had been straddling the fence the whole time. You know I love a good conspiracy theories, right? I don't think Kyra came there for love. I think her intention on going on Ready to Love the whole time was to angle for her own, like, Black own version of like The Bachelorette. Like I think she was there for self. I think she was there to jump off. I think she was really angling to like get her own spinoff show. I don't think she was there for love. And to me, it was like very clear. And I think that's why she played it like, well, I'm just going to stay true to Kyra. I'm just going to stay true to myself. And I'm not going to be backed into making a decision, even though this is why I'm here. And this is what the actual show is about, finding love and making a decision. But I'm not going to do any of those things. I'm going to straddle the fence. I think she was angling for her own show. And that's why she didn't want to pick anybody. I think she wanted to be a breakout star, and she would either get her own show or her own spin-off or brought back for something else. That's what I think. I don't think she was there for love. I think the reason why she came so hard for Jason at the end was out of ego. I think she's the kind of person who, and again, all of this is alleged and just my opinion, recap from watching. She looks like the type of person to me where she was like, I don't really want Jason, but I don't want Jason not to want me. And I don't want Jason to want her over me. So I think Kyra was really more in her ego and she was really more in her feelings when Jason chose Liz. But I will say this, I think the reason why Jason chose Liz wasn't necessarily because he was more into Liz, but I think Liz reminds him of his mother. He is a big mama's boy. And I think he was turned off of Kyra when it came out that she wasn't the best when it came to her finances. And I think that was a really big turnoff for him. He was like, oh, you're not really into your finances. Also, her ex-boyfriend, when he came on the Zoom thing, was kind of more like thuggy. He was more like a thuggy guy, which was really different from Jason. And I think those things kind of turned Jason off. I think that if the ex-boyfriend hadn't been so like aggressive in his face, and if Kyra had chosen Jason, and if Kyra wasn't honest about having not been the great with her finances in the past, I think Jason would have chose Kyra. And I think the only reason he chose Liz was for those reasons, right? So that's what, oh, you guys. Hi, Marcella. Thank you. Yay! Hi, Marcella. Thank you so much for the super chat. She goes, y'all hit those likes. Kyra was there for exposure. Check out her photo ops. Kyra played herself. Candy Washington, you're the best. Hit those likes. Yay! Thank you so much, Marcella. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Yes, you are the best too. Yes, so you guys, I'm telling you, it's 100% true. Kyra was there for exposure. I think she wanted to get her own spin-off, and that really is why she was there. And to me, that was very, very evident. And she just wanted to have Jason not choose someone over her. That was all ego-based. Liz, I really do like Liz. She was a little vanilla for me. Really sweet girl, but just a little vanilla. I do think that she is into Jason. I just wonder if at the end of it, they will truly be compatible, right? Okay, so now Vernicia and Joelle. These two are actually my favorite couple of everybody on the show. I thought Vernicia was one of the truly authentic, transparent, just honest and raw on the show. I love that she was vulnerable. I love that she challenged Joelle. I love that she called him out when he didn't choose her. And I love that they were able to work through it. And I love Joelle too. I think he really does truly care for Vernicia. And I think that this is the one couple that might truly last. Like I really love them. I love that they got through everything. I think Joelle had some issues to work out, probably trust. I think he was probably one really scared to trust himself to care about someone again and to be with someone again. But I think Vernicia earned that trust. However, Vernicia, if you're watching, watch your back with Joelle's good girlfriend that came on the show. What was her name? You guys remember when they met the friends and the family, and that chick was like, oh, she seems too into you, or she seems she would be this, that, and the third. I was like, are you checking for Joelle? Are y'all getting together? Are y'all getting down like that? You know what I'm saying? So Vernicia, watch your back when it comes to Joelle's best girlfriend. Watch your back. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So then there's Chris and Amber. Do you remember when Chris was like, I'm doing, I don't want to get my thing demonetized, but it's like S retention. So I'm not like having sex or whatever. And she was like, when, like forever. I don't know. What do you guys think about Chris and Amber? I'm kind of I like them, but I'm kind of on the fence with them. Like, I don't know. I guess what it is, I don't really know what Amber's personality is really like. If that makes any sense. Like I don't have any words to describe Amber. I don't really know, like I don't think she's particularly like funny. she wasn't mean by it. She just sort of just seemed kind of there. And I think Chris is someone who just really wants love. I think he just wants to love. I think he just wants all of that. I think Ron played himself when he told Alexis Fly about the kiss with Amber. I don't think that was anything. Amber was just like, well, he kissed me in front of his friends. I didn't want to embarrass him. So yeah, so there's that. And then also Alexis Fly to me was bizarre. She was just a bizarre person. Like, she was like, I'd call you a Judas to Amber, and it was just really weird. And then she kept saying to AJ, like, I feel like I could fall in love with you, but literally the day before she was like obsessed with Ron. So it's like, which is it, right? It's just like, you're calling your friend a Judas for kissing a guy, Ron, that you're so into. You're praying about it. He's meeting your family, all of this stuff. But then the next day, you're like, AJ, you're the one I want to fall in love with. I also think Alexis Fly was there for a come up. I think Alexis Fly was being very strategic. I think she wanted as much camera time to stay on as long as she could. I don't think she was there for love. I think she had a very clear image of the person she wanted to play, and she was willing to play everyone in order to stay, in order to be chosen, because she wanted camera time. I think very few people on this show was actually there for love, but I do think maybe it's Vernicia. But I want to see what you guys are saying so we can get into it. Yes. Hey, Just the Tea, please. She goes, hi, Candy and everyone. Hey, love. Anisha Pringle says, hey, Candy Canes. Hey, hey. Etoy says, hello, Candy and the Canes. Hello, Candy and the Canes. Let me guys know in the chat, what are you thinking about these couples? Who was there for love? Who was there for fame? Who played themselves? Let me know. Let me know. KA, either way, they're both embarrassing. He should have told her, period. Yeah, that's true. He definitely should have told her. You're right. Hey, P. Hey, Candy and the Canes. Typo won't let me great. Won't let me great. Shaking my head. LOL. All good. All good. Yes. Kay says, red flag. Yes. A big red flag with Dave. When he went off, it was a lot. It was kind of insane. It made everyone super uncomfortable. It was not good. Hey, Paige Coleman. She goes, hi, you're so pretty. I love it. I love you. I love your makeup. Aw, thank you so much. I love you guys too. And you are beautiful, Paige. Hey, Miss T. She goes, hello, Candy and the Candy Canes. Yes. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Jasmine Lockett says, hit that like button for Candy, y'all. Yes. Like and subscribe and share. Can't wait to get into it. And I'm excited for this reunion. I think the reunion for Ready to Love is going to be better than the season, because I think these people really came for an agenda, and these people really came for clout. And it is so clear that I think the egos in the room, in the reunion, like the claws are gonna come out. Like I think Kyra is really gonna go for Alexis Fly, and Alexis Fly is really gonna go for Kyra. And I also think Kyra is gonna go for Liz, because she's like, you chose Mary Poppins over this. I'm confused, right? Hey, Lulu M. She says, hi, Candy. Hey, hey. Just the Tea, please, says, yes, agree, Candy, yes. Hey, A-Pie News. Hey, Candy. Hello, Candy Canes. Hey, hey, hey. Hello, everyone. 0317 memes says, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Yes, everybody. Yes. Just a Tea, please, says, hi, Marcella. Hi, Marcella. We love you. Yes. XOXO says, hi, Marcella. Yes. Marcella says, I don't think Joel will stay with V. He will use his children. He's a playboy. Oh, really? See, I was like, oh, I think they're going to make it. I think this is real. But you're saying he's a playboy and he's not going to use it, and he's going to use his children as an excuse? That could happen too. That could happen too. Time will tell. We will see on this reunion. I really hope not, because I think V was one of the very few people who was really there genuinely, right? Like, she was really there for love, and she was really there for Joelle. So I hope he's not playing her, because I thought she was one of the real ones. Hey, Jason, he says, hi, Candy. Hey, hey. Marcella says, Chris and Amber won't last. She's like wild romance. He's too inexperienced. You know, I agree 100% with this, Marcella. I agree 100%, because I think Chris to me seems stunted in some ways. Almost like he, how can I say this? Almost like he lives in a fantasy world. Like, he kind of, to me, lives in like a rom-com in his head that he thinks is supposed to be reality. But it's like, that's not reality, and his whole like S for attention to me was nuts. And I think Amber wants a man that's gonna like throw her down and take her and like get it together. And to me, Chris just seems a little, I don't know. He just seems a little insecure maybe, but just stunted. Like he just seems stunted in some ways. Like he's not fully present in his manhood. Hey, Jason. Yes, showing us some love. Yes. Hey, K.A. She says definitely camera time. Absolutely. Aw. Hey, Tubi Black Native. Thank you so much for the super chat. Mwah, I love you guys. Thank you. She says, hey, Candy and the Candy Canes. Hey, guys. Hey. Yes, we were into it. I love it. Okay, so that was the Ready to Love recap. That's what I think about those particular couples. Keep in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking. Now, let's talk about, do you guys want to talk about Erika Jayne and that mess over at Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and what's going down? Do you want to talk about Simon, Fallon, and Porsha? So we could do Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We could do more Ready to Love, or we could do some Real Housewives of Atlanta. Put it in the chat box. I want to know what you guys want us to talk about. And in the meantime, I'm going to catch up on some of this stuff. Yes. Jason says, hi, Candy. Yes, definitely camera time. Tina, that's me. Davis, yes, because I finally caught a live. Welcome, beautiful. Welcome. Yes. Marcella says AJ played himself. Yes, AJ did play himself. He really, really did. AJ played himself big time. To me, AJ was a goofball almost. You know what I mean? Like he was kind of like a goofball to me. Like he didn't really bring anything to the table. And I think he was only going for Kyra because of her looks. I mean, I actually agree with Kyra. I don't think they knew each other well enough. I think he was just only going with her for her looks. I don't think he was really down for her like that. And then she was literally just there for the photo op. Hey, Dawn. She goes, hi, everyone. Hey, Candy. Hey, love. Darren Hill says, hey, Marcella. Yes. Sharon Redmond said, hello, baby girl. I'm proud of you. Aw, thank you so much. I appreciate the love. Okay, Adam says, let's get going on Erika. Okay, let's get going on Erika. Yes, Darren Hood says, Erika. Okay, let's do it. Okay, let's do it. Okay. We're going to do Erika Gerardi. Okay, so we got some comments for that. Allegedly, Erika is dirtier than we even thought. So word on the street is that she has been using her companies and her glam squad and all of that stuff as a way to funnel and laundry Tom Girardi's dirty money. So the courts now are trying to get either the courts or that guy. His name's like Ron Richard. You know that guy? He's been big on YouTube. He's a lawyer. They brought him in to research and try to find where they're hiding money and where all the money is. So they've been asking her, you know, give us your tax information. Can we talk to your business manager? You know, what are your bank statements? You know, let's see your pay stub. Let's see your invoices. You know, give us all of your information about all these companies. Because allegedly what they're saying is that all of the money that Tom was allegedly stealing from his clients and from other lawyers that, you know, he was supposed to give money to was being funneled through Erika's companies. Which to me now makes total sense. Because if you think about it, she said she spent $40K a month just on glam. And Erika's beautiful, but just for that, I'm sorry. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And then all of the money that they were putting into her career as Erika Jayne, right? So it's actually a really, I don't want to say smart because what they did was really wrong, allegedly. But it is a smart way to hide money. Oh, it's going in the business. Oh, it's for the glam squad. Oh, it's for clothes. It's for choreography. It's for this business. It's for that business. It's for production. It's for this and this and this and this. So then they can make up invoices and pay stubs and all of that stuff. So it's a way for them to have hid the money, because then she can take it from her company, put it on the Swiss bank account, the Cayman Islands, off the shores. And it's the way for them to launder it. It's a way for them to get the stolen money funneled to her companies, right? This is all alleged. And she has been refusing to hand over the goods. to show the bank accounts, to talk about any of this stuff. And to me, the fact that she has been refusing to show her bank accounts, to give the statements, to let them look at the books, to see what her taxes have been, that to me screams you are guilty. And that to me screams that like you knew this whole time exactly what was going on. We all saw her with that fake photo op that she did when she was pumping her own gas at her Range Rover that she bought. And that's another thing. They're like, okay, well, where did you get the money to buy this new Range Rover? Where did you get the money and where are you getting the money for the new house you bought? You know, for her, going from this mega mansion to a smaller mansion was a downgrade. But we all have to remember the house she's in right now is still a multi-million-dollar house. Where is she getting all that money from? They want to see the Bravo contract. What does that look like for the Real Housewives, right? So they are really, like, the walls are coming in on Erika, and it really looks, allegedly, more likely than not, it's going to be undeniable pretty soon that she knew and that she was in on it. Maybe she didn't know the exact specifics of it, but there's no way you think that your husband's business is legit if you have to launder and hide money through your shell companies and your glam squad and all of this stuff. So it's like, oh yeah, we're spending $100K, $1 million on glam, blah, 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 blah. When the truth is that's the way that they're funneling in their money. So it is crazy what's going on with Erika. And then what do you guys think of Lala Kent from Vanderpump Rules? So she weighed in with her messy self. I'm not really a Lala fan. I think, to me, Lala is the equivalent of Aaliyah from The Real Housewives of New York. Trying way too hard, appropriating culture all day long that she's not a part of and has no business trying to appropriate. And to me, she's just fake. Like, she comes off and she tries to like pop off and do all this stuff. And I'm like, you're clearly playing a character, and I highly doubt you would pop off on anybody in real life. You're just popping off on these little girls while you're on camera for Bravo, but you're not going to pop off on anybody else. You're playing this part. And she was saying how, like, if she was invited to be on like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, that she would like want to join, but right now she might be too young for them and all of this stuff. Yeah, Lala, you're too young. Have several seats. I'm not a Lala fan. I just think she's really mean, and I think that I don't really know what the whole like Lala thing is. Like, to me, she never really brought anything to the show. Now, I'm conflicted when it comes to Stassi Schroeder, because I used to love Stassi. I actually really, really liked her. But when it came out that she was just like a high-key racist, it was just like, that was it for me. Like, that to me was just like the wrap of it. I was just like, you got to go. I'm really happy you got fired. And the way they played Faith on that show was disgusting. Faith should actually have her own show and her own spinoff, because what they did to her was absolutely grimy and disgusting. So that's kind of the Real Housewives of Bravo stuff. And did you guys see on Watch What Happens Live? So Crystal Kung-Minkoff was on there, and she was on there with Kathy Hilton, right? And then also in the so the person doing the bartending was Nikki Hilton, Rothschild, don't get twisted. And then in the front row was Kyle. And so Andy had asked Crystal and Kathy, like, do you believe Erika? You know, when she was like telling you guys about the divorce, do you believe her? And they low-key did the Mariah Carey of like, I don't know her. They're like, oh, and Crystal was like, well, when she was saying it to me, I'd only known her for 2 weeks. So when she was saying that, like, I just, I believed what she was saying. I'd only known her for 2 weeks. Basically being like, I don't know that hoe. And then Kathy was just like, well, I'd only met her like 2 years ago at, Kyle's birthday party. And I sat her at my table because I didn't know her. So they're all just kind of really distancing themselves, being like, I don't know her. I don't be associated with her. Don't bring that juju over here. So let me see what you guys are saying in the chat box. Oh, Miss Magic, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, keep up the good work. I will. Yes. Okay, so Crowning Empress says Roa. Okay, we will get to Roa right after this. I'm going to see what you guys are saying in the chat. We'll chop it up, and then we'll get over to Roa. Yes. Marcella Booth, love you, sweetheart. She goes, Roa, threesomes will kill your marriage, allegedly. Stay away from that. Yeah. I'm not doing any type of threesomes, swinging, a third. No. None of that. Hey, beautiful Kim Birch goes, hi, Candy in chat. Hey. Yes. Hey, Mud Huddy. Hey, Candy Cane and the Candy Canes. Hello. Takia says Roa. Okay, we're going to pop into Roa. We're going to kiki right now. And then we'll pop into the roll mess. Yes. Hey, Adam Daniels, she goes, 40K, she don't look that good. Hashtag last week. That's what I was saying. I was like, you have all of this glam squad. You have all of this disposable income, 40K a week, and like, that's it. You literally just look like you're appropriating the cover of Hip Hop Weekly. You know, it's like your hairstyles, which was completely appropriating Black culture, and everything that she even did with designer clothes, making it more like elevated streetwear and really cool. That's nothing but Black culture right there. It's just nothing but appropriation. But she wants to appropriate the culture, but she never pays homage to it or acknowledges that's what she's doing. Hey, Marcella. She goes, Erika will go down. Tom will spend the rest of his days free and crazy. Erika's on the show downplaying her life. Dog peeing on the couch took me out. I know. Yeah, she's doing nothing but this is all a front. This is nothing but a scheme, and it's all very, very calculated. But I think, obviously, Erika participating in this allegedly was her biggest misstep. But I think the missteps that she's taken to this point was, one, her arrogance. When this whole thing came out, she was so arrogant and so in her ego. She has yet to apologize to the victims. She has yet to publicly say anything at all that looks anything like remorse or sadness or empathy. So she was completely arrogant, and now it's too late. Trying to clean up her image now with these fake photo ops, you know, this Range Rover, which is allegedly a downgrade. I don't really think so. All of that stuff, it's too late. We see each other, Erika. We see you. We saw you. You had every chance to make it right, and you didn't. We see you, and it's too late now. Kamiko, hey, beautiful Kamiko. She says, just wrong. Yeah, it's wrong, and it's disgusting. And to me, it's like she's being so defiant about everything, right? So defiant. Oh, I'm not going to give back my gifts. She has over $20 million in gifts, and she's refusing to give them back because she says these are gifts, they're mine. To me, right there, that shows you everything was calculated because they knew the law that gifts are legally yours, and you're legally allowed to keep them if it's a gift. It's a legal loophole. But to me, it's ethics and morality. Legally, maybe I can keep this because it's a gift. But if I know morally and ethically that this was bought with blood money on the backs of victims, you give it back and you try and help. But she doesn't want to give anything back. She's refusing to give back money. She's refusing to give back the gifts. She's refusing to help out at all in the case. And she's refusing to show her bank statements and her tax statements and everything to do with her business, because allegedly the businesses was just a front as a way for her and Tom to launder all this money. It's crazy. Hey, K.A. She goes, oh, yeah, she's got to come into her. Yes, she does. Shame on her. She knows way more than she's lying about. I agree. I watched the documentary and cried so hard for the victims. Yeah, so there's a documentary. It's called The Housewives and the Hustler, and it's on Hulu. So, yeah, it's insane. Just watch it, and you can just see everything. Hey, beautiful Marcella. She goes, hit those likes. Yes, everybody, hit those likes. Hit those likes. Hey, Don Hill, Erika is the Ghislaine to Tom Epstein's. Exactly. She knew and is a major player in the fraud. I agree. You know, again, I'll say alleged because I don't want to get in trouble, but allegedly, it's my opinion that, yes, she was in it. I think she knew everything that was going on. I think that she was a key player. I think she helped him do it. And I think she knew exactly what was going on. And I think this whole divorce, him allegedly having Alzheimer's, all this stuff, to me, it's just a calculated fraud. And if it comes out, oh, that's another thing. If it comes out, like if they can prove that their divorce is a sham, then she's going to get even in more trouble. Because if you do something to with the intent to deceive the courts or the judge, then they really come down on you. You know, it's like police don't like the police come down on you if they think that you're lying to them. Lawyers come down to you if they think you're withholding information. Judges in the court, if they think you're trying to deceive them, they really come down on you then. Even more so than victims, I think. And that's just my opinion. So that's another thing that I think his name's Ron Richard. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ron. I think it's Ron Richard. That's another thing he's trying to do. He's trying to depose. Oh, and this is a good thing for everybody listening. He's trying to depose her divorce attorney. And so by deposing him, then he can ask him under oath with the threat of perjury what exactly was happening with the divorce, whether or not it's real, what was being said. And the reason why he may be able to do this, because you might be thinking, oh no, attorney-client privilege, right? What I tell my attorney is protected by law. And so my attorney legally cannot share what I said because attorney-client privilege. Yes. However, this was through text messages, and maybe in person or on the phone, whatever, but definitely documented text messages that I believe it was, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe it was Erika's manager was on the text message thread. So the moment you bring in a third party, you no longer can claim attorney-client privilege because you broke that privilege, right? So if you guys are in any type of legal situation or if anything is going down and you want to make sure that anything you tell your lawyer, that lawyer cannot go and tell someone else because of attorney-client privilege, make sure there is no third party involved. Make sure it's not your manager, your boo thing, your niece, your uncle, whoever, your bestie, your ride or die. If you are telling your lawyer something that you do not want to get out, make sure there is no third party, because the moment you introduce a third party, you no longer have attorney-client privilege. So that is the grounds that they might be able to subpoena and depose her divorce lawyer. And if it comes out that this divorce is a sham to cover up their illegal doings, then it's truly a wrap. Truly a wrap for them. Hey, Kamiko, she goes, me too after the Faith stuff. I mean, girl, after the Faith stuff. So if you guys don't know, now we're switching to Vanderpump Rules real quick. If you guys don't know, Stassi Stroda and Kristen Dowdy called the police on Faith. Faith was the only Black cast member that I have ever seen on Vanderpump Rules, other than that one guy, but he wasn't actually really a part of it. It was like this one manager guy who was also Black, but he would just pop in maybe for like 3 seconds every third season or whatever it was. But Faith was actually on the show. She interacted with the people. She was hooking up with Max. Max is Lisa Vanderpump's adoptive son, so she was hooking up with him. So Faith, like literally every other woman on that show, other than maybe Katie, slept with Jax. When Faith slept with Jax, he was dating what's her name? She has the accent, his wife, Brittany, Kentucky, Brittany from Kentucky, right? They lost their damn mind. Like, I can't believe Faith did this. She was supposed to be your friend, blah, 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 blah. But do we not know that is the exact storyline that made Vanderpump's Rules what it is? Stassi, season 1, was dating Jax. Her best friend, her best friend, Kristen Dowdy, slept with Jax. Kristen didn't only sleep with Jax. Kristen was also in a long-term relationship with Tom Sandoval, who was also Jax's best friend. Kristen didn't sleep with Jax once. She slept with him at least twice that they admitted. So if you admit 2, that means there's more. That's what I always believe. I believe people admit the very base, and then you always have to add for inflation what people aren't saying. Did Stassi, right? So they now have all become friends again. Stassi slapped the mess out of Kristen. So again, violence on Bravo, but when it's, not to go to race, but let's just get funky with it. When it's 2 white girls fighting, it's no problem. It's funny. Ha, 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 ha. But when Monique and Candace got into it, it became, we at Bravo do not condone violence and blah. It became this whole ordeal. But did we not forget that Stassi slapped the shit out of Kristen straight on camera? And did we also not forget that Tom Sandoval popped Jax as well? Tom Sandoval popped Jax, and they were about to tussle and get into it. And Stassi slapped the shit out of Kristen. But they didn't get in trouble. Bravo didn't have a statement. It wasn't, and it also wasn't a commentary on young white people who are angry and violent. No, because it didn't have to be. It was just 2 people who got into a tussle because they were drunk and sleeping with each other's boyfriends and girlfriends. It didn't have to be a commentary on white people. But when it happens with Black people, the girls on Potomac have to be like, as Black women on this platform, your behavior, blah, 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 and what it means to represent. Sweetheart, you don't represent me. You're on a TV show, okay? We need to give grace to Black people to be human beings without it being a representation of the entire culture and Black people at all of the time. When Stassi slapped the shit out of Kristen, no one was just like, wow, that is some commentary on white culture. No. But when Monique mollywopped Candace, it became, oh, this is a commentary on Black women and how they're being represented and they're being violent and blah, 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 blah. So what is good for the goose is good for the gander. We need to take a step back. This is literally just reality TV. These people are getting drunk. They're going at it. They're talking crap. They're sleeping with each other. And some people got popped. And that's literally what it was. Okay, so fast forward to years later when now Jax is dating Brittany. Who knows what's going on in their relationship on and off. He's a serial cheater. And then sleeps with Faith. Do you want to know what Stassi and Kristen had the audacity to do? They were watching something, either some TV show or something on the news or on Instagram, whatever. And it was a story about this young girl who happened to be Black, and she was drugging elderly people and robbing them. That was sort of like her thing. You want to tell me these hoes had the audacity to call the police on Faith and was like, oh, we think we know who you're looking for because Faith was Black and a girl and a woman? I mean, what did they actually in their mind really think it was Faith? Mind you, and also Faith is also a veteran. She served in the army or whatever it is. She's also like a vet. Like she actually served our country. And these two chicks had the audacity to call the police on her. Simply because they were looking for a Black woman. Like, did you really think Faith was drugging old people and stealing from them? Come on, get with it. So you want to be so you, Stassi, racist Schroeder, want to be in cahoots with the girl Kristen, who literally did the same exact thing Faith did, except she did it to you. She slept with your man, not once, but at least twice, and then lied to your face about it for months. And this is the person you are now best friends with, who you're now calling the police on about another woman for sleeping with your ex-boyfriend. Number one, Stassi, why do you care? He's your ex-boyfriend. You're allegedly so in love with your now husband, Beau. Why do you care who Jax is sleeping with or not sleeping with? It's literally none of your business. But you wanted to make it your business and you wanted to call the cops on a Black girl. 2 words, Breonna Taylor. Innocent Black woman sleeping in her bed. The police got the wrong apartment, came in there and shot her dead in her sleep. So when you call the police on a Black person, on a Black woman, you are literally putting their life in danger. Literally. And you want to go and do that because you're still hung up on an ex who cheated on you with anything that walked. Literally, you want to call the police on her with the girl who you popped in the face for sleeping with the same exact man that you are now trying to defend. And to make it even worse, Stassi, the ex, and Kristen, the girl who slept with him, were both then in Jax and Brittany's wedding. So you want to call the police, you want to vilify Faith for literally doing something that you all have done. And it's cool for the ex, and it's cool for the girl who was sleeping with him to now be in the wedding, but yet you wanted to call the police on Faith. I'm happy you got fired, Stassi and Kristen. You deserved more than that for what you did to Faith. Point blank. You literally built the franchise based on the fact that all of your friends get drunk and sleep with each other. But when Black Faith came in and did it, you wanted to villainize her and you literally called the police. So you went from just thinking racist thoughts to doing a racist action. You literally picked up the phone. And we know in this country, Black people call the police for help, they get shot dead. You call them, you're the one in trouble and you get shot. It happened right during the George Floyd trial. Remember that girl? She was 15. She called the police. Nobody's talking about that anymore, but you remember it? She called the police for help because some other girls were trying to fight her. The police came and shot her. And what did he say? He said all lives matter, or blue lives, whatever he said. So yeah. Okay, I'm off that soapbox, but I just had to get into it because it just makes me so angry to think about it. Okay, so Lala Chanel says, being a Lala myself, Lala needs to sit down. Yes, she needs to have several seats. Hey, Joanne, she goes, Erika knows. Allegedly, she gave a castmate $5 million and they turned it in. Wow. Joanne, which castmate? Put it in the chat. Which castmate? Hey, Natalie. She goes, hi, Katie. Thanks for making my Sunday night entertaining. Yes, we are going to get into it. We are going to get into it, honeys. Yes. Hey, Gail. She goes, wow, she has no morals. Erika has no morals. None whatsoever. Hey, K.A. Yes, she's very smart and she's disgusting. Her attitude proves where she really comes from. Go back to trailer, Erika. Yeah, it's insane. It's disgusting. And if you guys want to call in, it is linked up. It's the pinned comment if you guys want to call in, but I'll also pin it now if you guys want to join. You are more than welcome to call in and get into it. Hey, Natalie. She goes, Erika is a crook. Yes, she is. And I hate how she always challenges the other housewives in with the or what line. I wonder if she would have done that or if she would have that energy in jail. Erika won't have that energy in jail because it's like people who are bullies like that, they always want to puff up when they know that the person that they're puffing up to won't do anything. So you know what I mean? So like she knows who to come at and who not to come at. Lala Chanel goes, Erika needs to be careful. Erika does need to be careful because she's about to go down. Hey, Delicia. Thank you so much for this super chat. She goes, I love your review. Great content. Aw, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Delicia, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Yes. Okay, it says, unfortunately, he has so many people in his pockets. Yes, so Tom Gerardi allegedly has so many people in his pockets. He has helped given judges their actual appointments. So it's like, if he now goes into the courtroom or he needs a favor, it's like, well, you scratched my back, I'm going to scratch yours. Politicians, lawyers, judges, police, all of that stuff, allegedly, you know how these things go. People in those circles, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. I keep your secret, you keep my secret. Hey, Mad Huddy. Wow, they're really coming for her. I hope they come for her. Hey, Marcella, they will follow the money. Yes, money. They will subpoena her whole monetary life. Check her son, the California police officer, living like a millionaire. That. Yeah, they're going to be checking everything. And I wonder if her son will be brought into it. I mean, just like you said. Exactly. Hey, Kimber, she goes, love your channel. Thank you, sweetheart. Yes, if you guys are loving the channel, if you're loving the content, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. I love you guys, and we are going to have some fun and a good kiki this Sunday afternoon. Hey, Baxter T says her house is a rental, but still. I mean, a rental, but where are you getting the money to rent it from? Like, it's still a multi-million-dollar house, right? So I agree with you 100%. But how much is your rent every single month? Where is that money coming from? I don't think Bravo is footing the bill for all of this, right? Delicia Dismuke says Valdosta, Georgia. Yes. Thank you. Hey, beautiful Lala. I said I backslapped her at that. Yes, she popped her. Pop. Yes, she did. Did she get any repercussions? Other than Lisa Vanderpump being like, oh, you just next time don't do it on camera, but she didn't get any backlash, and it wasn't this commentary on all white girls in the world because it shouldn't be. This was one incident where one chick slept with her man and she got popped. The same way with like Monique and Candace. That shouldn't be a commentary on all black women. It was one incident. One girl was running her mouth off and she got popped. It doesn't have to be a social commentary all the time. Sometimes it just is what it is. You ran your mouth, you slept with the wrong dude, and you got popped, and that's it. It doesn't always have to be a social commentary. Hey, Sasha T. She goes, hey, Kitty girl, I didn't get the notification. Oh, no. Make sure to hit the bell icon, guys. If you want to know when we are going live, hit that bell icon and get notified every time we go live. Sasha, I'm so happy you made it now. Thank you so much for joining us. Hey, Mud Huddy. He goes, yeah, Bravo and the Green-Eyed Bandits and Wendy were really pushing that angle. They really were. And I'm just like, first of all, I watch you guys, for entertainment and for a good kiki. I'm not really looking to the Green-Eyed Bandits and Dr. 4 Degrees Wendy Osefo to be my role models for what it means to be a Black excellent queen in this world. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not like Robin. No. Wendy. No. Giselle. Absolutely not. No. So it's like, don't act like you're this big representation for what it is. Absolutely not. And it doesn't always have to be that way. I think it was just their way because they wanted to get Monique out. And I don't think it needed to be that bad. And it also plays into this narrative and plays into this false stereotype that Black people are angry, that we are violent, that we're all of these things, when the truth is all of humanity is angry. All of humanity is violent. Black, white, yellow, purple, blue, red. Anybody, rich, poor, old, young, anybody has the capacity to pop off. Anybody does. So to say that, like, when it happens on the Black shows, it has to be this big deal, plays into the stigma that, like, Black people are this way. When the truth is, they've all, like, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Are we talking about how Rinna got up and smashed the wine glass? That was a glass. Eyes could have gotten cut. Smashed that glass. Was that a commentary on white anger? Are we not talking about when Brandy popped Lisa Vanderpump when she went boop right across her face? Was that a commentary on white anger? No, it wasn't. So we need to keep this stuff in its lane, right? Mud Huddy, wow, that is so trash. I don't watch that show. I don't watch it anymore. I had to stop watching last season. I might watch this season just because they got fired. So if they hadn't gotten fired, it would have been a bigger deal. But I might watch the season just to see what happened. Hey, Sasha T. She goes, I think that Bravo went with that narrative because the women on the show, Giselle and Wendy, pushed it. Yeah. Plus it aired during George Floyd movement. So I think they were trying to be careful. Yeah, that's true. It is definitely another different climate as well. But I don't think that Monique and Candace having a fight should be reflective on police brutality against Black people. And to me, it's actually even more dangerous based on what I was just saying, that if we continue to push the narrative that when Black people are just being human, that somehow that is wrong, or somehow they need to be punished for that, or somehow they're not allowed to do it, then that's why we still have these problems with Black Lives Matter and police brutality and institutionalized racism and all of that stuff. Because when Black people are not allowed to fully be human, and sometimes that means being violent, and sometimes that means being angry, because there are white people who are very angry, and there are white people who are very violent, and they're allowed to be that. They're allowed to be the full spectrum of humanity. So as long as we keep pushing the narrative that somehow Black people are not allowed to be human, either we are looked at as like animals and just for utility and we are subhuman, or we're supposed to just not have any reaction, we're going to keep having these situations. But when we're able to allow Black people to be human beings, then that's when other races will look at us with more compassion and understanding, and not as a threat or animalistic. Hey, Frida. She goes, truth. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Simply Anise says, preach, Candy. Yes, absolutely. I mean, that really pissed me off. It really, really pissed me off with the Stassi and the Kristen thing. Just to my gut core, because literally Faith was the only Black girl on the show, and you want to do that to her for what? For having a good night with the community peen? He literally was the community peen, and I'm telling you, he was cheating with more people than just Faith. That is for sure. Oh, I want to get this in here. Thank you, 2B Black Native. Thank you so much for the super chat. She was asked the descendants of Tulsa Massacre what color the mob was, who created it, and who should pay for it. Exactly. It was white people who did that. Yeah. civil wars, you know what I mean? Wars in general, that's the thing. All culture, all people, at the end of the day, there's this false belief that we're different, but the truth is we are inherently more alike than we are different. Inherently. We're all human beings. And to say one culture versus that culture is more this or that isn't really even true. It's just a way to keep us down. It's a way to keep us separated. That's really all it is. Thank you so much, Tubi, for the super chat. I really, really appreciate it. Frida says, Candy, very well said. Thank you, love. Yes. Sasha T says, they knew what they were doing. They don't care. They did know what they were doing. They did know what they're doing. I don't care how sheltered. I don't care how, whatever you want to call yourself. If you pick up the phone, if you want to be a Karen and you want to pick up the phone and call the police on a Black person, you know exactly what you're doing. And that is why you're doing it. No one is stupid. And I'm really happy they got fired. And Andy, to me, was disgusting when he was like, well, maybe we fired them too soon. He was trying to backtrack. And I'm like, Andy, that's why nobody's checking for you. That's why people don't want you to have a job anymore, because you're so tone deaf. It's ridiculous. Hey, Delicia, David appears to have mental and emotional issues. Yeah. So she's referring to David from Ready to Love. Yeah, I agree with you, David. I don't want to. I agree with you. He there was a tick. But David, there was something off with David, and I was just like, he's about to pop in a way that I don't really want to see go down. Do you know what I mean? Like, there was something really off with David, and that's why I was just like, there is something deeper going on here. I think David needs to, maybe get some professional help with that, work his stuff out before he tries to be on a reality show about anything. Hey, beautiful K.A. She goes, yes, Candy. Oh, thank you so much. Hey, Simply Nini. She goes, also, hi, everyone, and happy Sunday. Yes, hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. We are getting more people in here. So as you come in, be sure to like and subscribe and join us in the chat. If you guys want to call in, that's the call-in information. If you want to call in and join us and go into the chat, guys. Hey, Pira. Hey, Pura B. Chrissy. I hope I said that right. Sorry if I slaughtered her. She goes, happy Sunday. Yes, happy Sunday, my candy canes. Hey, Natalie. She goes, love the new cast. Love your channel. Love your accent. Oh, thank you so much. What's my accent? I don't think I have one. Do I have one? I think American. I guess I have an American accent. So, hey, Natalie, let me know where you're from. She goes, love the new cast. Love your channel. Aw, thank you. Love you too. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Joanne. She goes, no one knows who Erika gave it to. People are guessing. Okay, so if we're going to guess, allegedly, I think it's Rinna. And that is why Rinna is having her back so much and not going after her. I also think it's because Rinna and Erika. So Rinna, Erika, and Dorit, to me, all have a allegiance. They're all in it together. And I think that Erika may have some dirt on Rinna. Maybe it's this stuff, but I think that's why Rinna is like, we just need to give her space. This is just how Erika is. Oh, poor Erika, and hitting all of the right notes. So yeah, I bet you it's Rinna. That's my guess. Hey, Frida. She goes, it happens. It does happen. It does. Sometimes people got to pop off sometimes. It's human nature. Hey, Lala. Hi, Lala Chanel. She goes, love, love, love your spirit and content. I'm a new subscriber. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Yes, yes. If you guys are liking this, just be sure to. Ooh, we got someone coming in, guys. Yes, yes, yes.
Hi.
Hey, Tubi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Do you want to sound off? Feel free to sound off.
I just want to say hi. I don't really watch Vanderpump or Beverly Hills, but I agree with everything you said. And when you start talking about how they treat us when we get angry, and I can relate to everything you're saying, especially Monique and Candace versus the white ladies. I don't like that about Bravo.
Same. And you're right. It is the way they treat us. They villainize us for being human, but yet they coddle and celebrate anybody else for being human, right?
We're all human.
Go ahead.
Especially Black American people born in the United States, we're superhuman. to put up with all the stuff that we've had to put up throughout the last 500 years. We're superhuman.
Yes, we are. Stay on 2B. I'm going to add someone else too.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Natalie.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, I love your accent.
Oh, thank you so much. It's just American.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to sound off?
Should I switch it off?
Oh, do you want to sound off? Like, do you want to tell us what you think about either Vanderpump Rules or Black and White in America, Beverly Hills, whatever you want to talk about?
Okay, I feel like for me that I feel like Cynthia, like from Real House of Atlanta, should come back because everyone's saying she should like go because she has nothing to give because she got married and like her storyline. But I feel she should come back.
What do you think she would bring if she came back? Like, what part of Cynthia's life do you want to see that you haven't seen yet?
I just want to see like her pretty face and yeah, that's pretty much that's it.
Yeah, I like Cynthia, but I think her time has come and passed. I think we've seen her get divorced, married twice, her kids off, and I feel like she's in a good place. So it's almost like don't rock the boat. But I agree. I love her. She is beautiful and she's great.
Yes, and I agree with her.
Go ahead, Natalie. Yeah.
And I agree with the allegiance between like Erika, Rena, Dorit, and Kyle. But I feel like the only ones who are not afraid of them is Garcelle and Sutton. So I feel like if they go again, didn't you see the picture they posted? Like it had all of them, but didn't have Garcelle and Sutton. And then an event they didn't invite these two girls. So I feel like they're gonna try to come for those girls because they did it with Lisa Vanderpump and Denise, and they both left. So I think they're gonna target those two girls.
You're right. There's already rumblings that Lisa Rinna is trying to target Garcelle, but I don't think it's gonna happen because A, everyone loves Garcelle, and B, Garcelle's not going anywhere because she knows exactly who she is. And I also think Kathy Hilton, who I think is a great addition, she's also on Garcelle's side, and she doesn't like Lisa Rinna, and she doesn't like Erika either.
Yeah, I heard that she said she wants her sister Kyle to stay away from Lisa and Erika because she's like a bad influence.
Yep. She is a bad influence. Okay, you guys hang out, and I'm going to take some more chats, and we can all chime in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Joanne says, how did she... Oh, Marcella's here. We're going to add her to the stream. Hey, Miss Marcella.
Hi.
Hi. Yes, chime in. Hey, pretty.
Well, listen, on Ready to Love with David, I think David, if I'm not mistaken, did some time in jail. And he seemed like he was just like playing the girl who he can get. He just wanted a fast dash woman. And then with Erika, I think that Erika better be careful playing this game because she's not playing with the lawyers that work with Tom. And when she said that Tom, one of Tom's colleagues said, you know, I'm sorry that you were late with the traffic. And the man said, if you were my woman, you wouldn't have to worry about traffic. I cannot see a man saying that in front of Tom. And Tom said, well, if you think you can afford her, have her. All this seems crazy. Erika is non-believable, and she's going to go down, and Tom is going to be taken care of by his brothers and family. And when nobody's paying attention, Tom is going to be in Puerto Vallarta, just vacationing. And let me tell you all, guys, that Monique was not fired. She walked away. She had a contract. And like I said, you know, you can push someone to the limit where they're not going to tolerate that. We're all human. And I know Monique very well, and she's a good girl. And, you know, I believe that Andy doesn't play both sides. He uses the black wives to bring rev up the drama, and then he'll throw in the White Housewives, just to say, okay, let me give y'all a bit of luxury. And then he'll go back to knowing that the black are actually the one making him money.
Yes, Marcella, I agree with you 100%.
Hit that like button because my husband is driving. Yeah, hit that like button, y'all, and support Candy, follow Candy, and don't forget tomorrow my part 2. It's on my page, Speak with Your Girl Marcella. I will have part 2 tomorrow.
Yes, and I will link to Marcella in the show notes too. In the description.
Yes, Erika's going down, and she's not. I don't think if it came between her and her son, Erika gonna eat that charge for her son. Because him being a police officer going to jail, they would beat his brains out.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Thank you, Marcella. I agree with you on all of those points.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye, sweetheart.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yes. So let's see what you guys are saying here in the chat. I'm unmuting you too, so if you want to pop in at any time, feel free to answer. Okay, so let's see here. So Kamisha Review says, hello, fellow bloggers. How are you, sweetie? We are doing good. Yes, yes, yes. We're getting into it. Nadia Black says, this channel is so refreshing. Love it here. Welcome. You all are always welcome here. Yes. Mud Honey says, can we get another pretty face girl? We are all beautiful here. We are all beautiful here. We are all beautiful and gorgeous. Hey, Darren Hood. He goes, I love Cynthia, but I think it's time for production to make that change in scenery. Darren, I agree with you. I think I love Cynthia. She's great, but I do think her time is up. And I want to see some face, some fresh talent. I want to see someone really at a crossroads in their life where they're facing some decision. And then I want to see that person work through that decision and crisis on camera. Yes. Hey, Darren. He says, I love Garcelle and Kathy. And me too. I love Garcelle. I love Sutton. And I love Kathy. Dorit, to me, I think, she's like wallpaper at this point. Like, do we even remember Dorit's there? Kyle's grown on me this season. I didn't like her in the past season because she did LVP. Who else is there? Rinna, to me, is a snake all day long. Just got to watch out for Rinna. She will eat her own young. Let's see. She will. Don Hall says nothing. Okay. So that's what you guys are saying. Yo, I didn't hear that. Okay, A says, come up. She goes, I don't like Sutton. She's sneaky. Oh, no. See, I don't think Sutton is sneaky. How is Sutton sneaky? Okay, you have to let me know. Why do you think she's sneaky? You have to let me know. Okay, A also says Rinna is garbage, is pure garbage. I mean, I don't like to call people garbage, but I do think her actions are very questionable. And I really don't like how she treats people. I really don't like how she treats people. And I think that her actions are very, very questionable. She doesn't have good morals. Like, I'm just really not here for it. Let's see what you guys are saying. Taki Warren says, hey, Marcella. Yes, Miss Marcella, that's right. So you guys watching, don't forget to join Speak with Your Girl Marcella Part 2. It's going to be on her channel tomorrow. I'll be sure to link it in the description box as well. So let's be sure to support our girl Marcella too. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chatterization. Somebody goes, Andy Cohen, puke. KA says, yeah, I didn't believe anything she said on this last week's show. I didn't believe it either. Absolutely not. Perub Christie says, Erika is lying and her acting skills is not that good. I agree with you. Her acting is not that good. She needs a new coach. She wasn't good in Chicago. She wasn't good in anything else she did. And to me, this last week's episode was pure performative. She hit every single note, every single question. And it's just like you guys got together. You wrote a script on how you were going to try and get out of all this stuff. But I agree with Marcella. Erika's going to take the L. Tom may or may not go to jail, but he's doing this whole I'm crazy routine, which might work, may not, who knows. He has a lot of friends. Even though he's a crook, I think he still has a lot of people that have his back because he wasn't able to be a crook for this long and with this much money by himself. So if he's a crook behind the scenes, the people in his circles are crooks too. But that can go two different ways, though. It can go the Epstein, John McAfee route, where you end up having the S word in prison, and they just open your cell one day and you're dead. Allegedly have taken your own life because they don't want you to talk. They don't want your documents to come out. They don't want that they were fooling around with you behind the scenes to come out. So it can go one or two ways. One, you'll be protected because they were all doing it together. Or two, they're like, you know too much. The block is too hot. They're going to open up your cell block and it's going to be one of those. So you have to be really, really careful because people will have your back as long as it serves their agenda. And people will do self-preservation. So yeah, you can be in cahoots all day long, but when it comes down to you or me, people are always going to choose me. And that's why you have these white collar criminals. Well, Epstein wasn't white collar. He was literally trafficking human beings. You have allegedly. You have all these people doing these crimes. They weren't doing it by themselves. And they weren't doing it with people who weren't influential, right? Everybody they were doing it with had a lot of influence, meaning that they all have something to lose. So just be careful. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, wait. Let's look at this one. And if anybody wants to else call in and chat, let's do it. I'm so excited for my people here. Let's see. My chat's being a little slow, so sorry for that. KA says, oh, it's coming up. So Joanne says she must have had them move her when she was on the lake with the girls. Well, so what Erika said was that she had she dropped off Tom at work, and then she was like, bye, honey, I love you. And he was just like, I know, thank you, or something like that. And then she went home and had all the movers come and move everything out. And then she had him served on November 6th or whatever. But we all know that was completely made up, and that literally made no sense. Hey, beautiful Lala. She goes, yeah, with Rinna, she had a whole problem with Denise. Exactly, because she was jealous of Denise. She was jealous that Denise had the acting career that Rinna always wanted. She was jealous that Denise had the money that Rinna always wanted. She had that Charlie Sheen money. And also the notoriety, right? Denise has better acting parts. Charlie Sheen comes from his dad is Martin Sheen. He comes from a famous family. So Denise Richard, and Denise was also a Bond girl. So Denise literally had the life that I think Rinna came to LA to have, but kind of missed the mark of it, right? And then Denise came in and was making more money out the bat than Rinna did. So Rinna's been on this show for years, selling her soul out, dogging it, being a big old snake. And then Denise walks in. Everybody loves her. She's a fan favorite and is making more money. I bet that ate up Rinna, because to me, Rinna has a very jealous spirit. And she just said, and let it be known to everyone that she needs to own it. But when Erika has a big problem and doesn't want to talk about it, homegirl is on dead silence. Exactly, because I do think that Rinna and Erika are in cahoots. And if it was someone was saying, allegedly, Erika gave one of the cast members $5 million or gave her some money, I bet you it was Rinna. Because to me, Rinna seems the thirstiest. And she seems the one that needs it the most. I think allegedly PK and Dorit can go scam their ways and get some money because they're big scammers too. And if you think about it, Bravo also decides whose lawsuits they're going to show and whose lawsuits they're not going to show. Kyle's husband, Mauricio, has been sued about 100 different times, allegedly, for all this real estate fraud, allegedly. That hasn't made it to the show. Dorit and PK allegedly are nothing but a Bonnie and Clyde fraud. They move every other season to a new house. Her whole Dorit swimwear line, that they got sued for that because allegedly they weren't paying back the investors and they were being really, really shady. There was this whole thing that went down with Rinna and Dorit in the Bahamas where this woman was like yelling. She's like, you didn't pay my person, but you didn't pay someone back. You owe them all this money. How are you doing all this? And Rinna was like protecting Dorit. She wasn't asking her to own it. Bravo didn't show it. We only knew about it because of social media. So Bravo was out here fronting like Andy Cohen was like, we don't protect the talent. You're right. You protect the talent you choose to protect. But yet when Ray's taxes was going down on Potomac, that was every show was about Ray's taxes. So, okay, so Ray didn't pay taxes for a couple of years, but then you have PK and Dorit legitimately frauding people, and you have not a single storyline about that. You have Mauricio being sued, not a single storyline about that. But when Ray has some tax issues, you want to have that be the storyline for the entire season? You protect the talent you want to protect, and it's very obvious and it's very evident that that is how Bravo rolls. And even with this whole Erika thing, everyone's like, oh, like the show is just getting good. Everything's going to be seen, blah, 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 blah. Will it though? Because it seems like, yeah, they're showing little things with Erika, but it also seems like they're still protecting her. It also seems like it's kids' gloves. So what's really going on behind the scenes? Because I promise you, if it was Real Housewives of Atlanta, they did the same thing to Peter. When Peter was going through his money problems, all of that stuff came out. Anytime if Erika Jane was a castmate on Real Housewives of Atlanta or Potomac, you better believe the story would be very different. It wouldn't be like, poor Erika, what did she know? What didn't she know? Oh, poor Erika, she's in here. Let's give her space. It wouldn't be like that. It would be going for the jugular every single storyline. Bravo protects the talent that they want to protect. And that is very, very clear. Let's see what you guys are saying in here. Yes, yes, yes. And I also think that, you guys are so sweet. Okay, I want to make sure this gets seen. So yeah, and I also think it's time for Andy to step down. Maybe he can stay behind the scenes. Hey, B, she goes, just sending some love. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really, really appreciate that. I do think it's time for Andy to step down in some ways. He is tone deaf to a lot of the social issues. He's not invested. Clearly, he's not watching it. There's some intern or person just telling him some highlights. Whatever intern or person this is doesn't have their pulse on what's actually going on as well. That was very evident with the reunion of Potomac. That was very evident of just things in general with Andy. He doesn't have this hand on the pulse anymore. And I think it's time to give somebody else a chance. Someone that maybe has a lived experience, that difference. Like, I don't necessarily think the same person hosting Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion needs to be hosting the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion, because those are two very different cultures and very different experiences. So let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Hey, Kathy Smith. She goes, hi, Candy. Love your energy. You have such a beautiful, bubbly personality. Thank you. I'm watching on my TV, but had to log on from my tablet to say I'm enjoying this live. Aw, thank you so much. And I'm enjoying all of you guys. I'm having the best time. So help a girl out, like and subscribe, so we can do this, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss it when we all go live. Oh, we have someone else joining. Hi, can you hear me? Hi. Hey, my terms only. Can you hear me? Do you want to talk? Okay, well, I'll mute you for now, and then I'll try you again. Okay. So let's see what you guys are saying. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. So the red lipstick hustler says hello. She's also saying, very true, a horrible jealous spirit. Yes. So we were talking about Rinna. She is. She's a very jealous, very nasty spirit. I don't like Rinna at all. There's just something about her that makes my skin crawl. Like, you can see the work. You can see how she like, her bottom has no petty. And I think that's what's so disgusting, where it's like you see how she's moving and you see how she really doesn't even care. So let's see what you guys are saying. And you know what I also want to see the difference between? I want to see how they treat Jen Shah in Salt Lake City versus how they're going to treat Erika in Beverly Hills. Because Jen Shah, I mean, she's not Black, even though she really wants to be, but she is a minority. You know, she is Asian. So I want to see how they're going to treat her situation, which is also really horrible and sad and gross. But I want to see how they treat her versus how they treat Erika. Hey, beautiful Anika. She goes, I don't think Erika should have been allowed to come back. I agree. Well, the thing is, I think with this season, it's like the girl said, everything came out during filming. And Erika wasn't being transparent with anyone about what was happening, even though Erika had been subpoenaed before she filed for divorce. So right there, you know that she was lying. Therefore, you know that she was lying and that she knew what was coming and that the divorce is strategic. If you're being subpoenaed, you know it's about to go down. So this whole, for the past few years, Tom has been short with me and that's why I'm getting divorced. No, sweetheart, you're getting divorced because you've been subpoenaed and you're getting divorced because you know you're about to go to jail. That is why you're getting divorced. Nobody believes that. So I think she was allowed to come back because all of this happened while they were filming. Because if you watch the season, you see when the girls went to, was it Lake Tahoe or wherever they went and they were shopping and doing all that stuff in the girls' trip. That all happened before the legal stuff came out. So behind the scenes, Erika knew, but publicly nobody knew. They didn't even know she was getting divorced. I don't think she should be allowed to come back next season because now we all do know. And people are like, well, Teresa Giudice got to come back. Again, as we all know, Bravo treats certain talent different than they treat other talent. So Teresa got to literally go to jail and then come back and have her spot. Which I don't really know if I agree with that, but just to play devil's advocate, to look at it from both sides, the reason why I'm more okay with Teresa being able to come back is because her crime, I don't have to say allegedly because she was found guilty and went to jail. Her crime was one where they were doing like contract fraud and like all that stuff. And they were sort of like dipping here, dipping there, but they didn't actually have any on paper victims, right? They weren't stealing from a person. I think they were like stealing from like the government or like stuff like that, like tax fraud and all that stuff. So they weren't stealing from like a particular person. Yes, what they did was wrong. Yes, what they did was illegal. Yes, I'm happy that they got caught and served their time because you shouldn't be a criminal about anything. But I think when it comes to like the Erika and the Jen Shahs, they are physical people that they were stealing from, allegedly. Actual, tangible victims. You know, Tom Gerardi was stealing from the people who got blown up, the people who survived plane crashes, people who were sick, and all of these things. You know, there are actual lives, people that were affected. So I feel like, to me, that trumps the sort of white collar stuff where it's about like, we're not going to say how much we're making, you know, give me this contract, I'll do that, you know, that sort of stuff. And then the Jen Shah, who was allegedly stealing from older people who were vulnerable and literally stealing their money and defrauding them and taking all that stuff. So to me, the Jen Shahs and the Erikas, I think, need to be fired and they need to go to jail, all the way down jail, because they're physical, actual human beings whose life was made substantially worse because of them. And they defrauded these people out of their hard-earned money, allegedly. Whereas Teresa, I think, I don't know, she went to jail, so whatever. So that's kind of what I'm where I'm at. Ah, 2B, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, 2B, for the super chat. Let's see what you're saying. He says Andy has selective protective tendencies also. Yes. So Andy will select and protect those individuals that he likes. I'm going to see if I can get it to show up on the screen. My chats are being a little slow. But I totally agree with you, 2B. He decides who he wants to protect and who he doesn't want to protect. And you can be his favorite for a minute and then not be his favorite for a minute, right? Let's see. I want to make sure to show it to get it up there. So there's 2B. So it says Andy has selective protective tendencies also. Exactly. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I think Andy's favorite was like Bethany.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way he would protect, even the reunion, like one of the ladies were like screaming out like you are favoritizing over them because he prioritized Benny over all the wives. That's why always be protective towards her than the others.
Yeah, I agree. He definitely favored Bethany, and he still does. Like, even to this day, even though Bethany has treated them so dirty, she left the franchise twice, bashed the franchise, but he still kind of kisses her butt. Do you know what I mean? He still really kind of kisses her butt and does whatever she wants.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think Kenya and Porsha hate each other so much?
I think Kenya and Porsha, I actually don't think they really hate each other in like a real hate way. I think it's more of a love hate. I think it's more of it's an understanding of like, this is the assignment. I need to have, if I'm going to be on the show, I need to have someone I'm going to go to bat with. I need someone to spar with. So I think they understand that like, this is a reality show. If there's going to be a villain, there has to be a victim. So they have to go at it. They're making a show, you know, it's reality, but it's not. It's scripted reality, right? So they are playing the parts that they're given. I think it's kind of like a wink and a nod. Like, we're going to go do this. We're going to go at it. They have the little, you know, team twirl. And then you have like the Porsha people or whatever. It's a good way to create like the audience going. Like, you need someone to cheer for. And the only way you can cheer for someone is if they're going against somebody else. So if they weren't fighting, it'd be pretty boring. Oh yeah, go ahead, Natalia.
But when it comes to Kenya, she gets the most backlash. Like, she'll be dragged through the mud. But when it comes to Porsha, no. Like, they keep on defending her, even if she's wrong. So I just want to play out the same in this season. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might turn out to be different this season, given Porsha, Fallon, and Simon. I think a lot of people's eyes are being open to Porsha's ways. Porsha does lie a lot. And Porsha has been sort of protected, and she's been sort of this like Porsha princess. Because if you think about it, again, yes, we are allowed to be humans, but Porsha has put her hands on a lot of people. She fought Kenya. She fought Cynthia. She fought that girl down the aisle. She wasn't a cast member, but she fought that girl down the aisle. I forgot what her name was. That aisle, the back alley, she fought her. So that's those 3 people she's fought. And to me, that's a problem. Sure, we have our little pop-offs, but to fight 3 people, that's a problem. She lied on Candy, saying that she was going to do all that stuff. She knew what she was doing. Sure, she blamed Phaedra, but Porsha might not be the brightest person, but she's not dumb.
Yeah, she's and I feel Phaedra should come back.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, go TV.
Okay. Also, Porsha was really young when she first started the show. I think she was like 31 or something, and Kenya was like 40. And so Kenya was always, because of the railroad thing, Kenya was always using that because that was one of the few things she could use. Because I think the reason they don't like each other, they're both really, really, really pretty. I mean, all the women on that show are attractive, but it's something about Kenya and Porsha that's really pretty. And the pretty girls don't ever like each. Well, I shouldn't say that, but From experience, the pretty girls I used to know at school and stuff when I was young, they didn't like each other. And then she called her ashy feet. So they find the worst thing about Porsha will find the worst thing about Kenya, like her ashy feet, and then Kenya will make fun of her airhead comment that she made like 10 years ago. And they're pretty girls. They're really pretty.
Yeah, they're both pretty girls, and I think it's entertaining to kind of see them go at each other. Like they're good foils.
Right.
They're good team Porsha or team Kenya, and they also are sort of the queen bees in their own little circles. So like Cynthia is always a beta, whether she's being a beta to Nene or she's being a beta to Kenya. Cynthia's always a beta. So when it's on Team Twirl side, Kenya's that pretty girl who's the queen bee. If you're a Porsha, then you have Shami is a beta. So Shami is a beta to Porsha. Drew is a beta. Drew is a beta to Porsha as well. And so they are the two pretty girls who can kind of go toe to toe when it comes to that. And it makes for like entertaining TV.
Candy, you explain things so much better than me. You're so good.
No. That's the thing. It's not better or worse. I'm just really good at listening to what someone says, and then I kind of distill it down, and then I can feed it back.
Well, you do it very well. You're a natural.
Thank you so much.
Where have you been all my life?
I don't know, but we're here now. The Candy Cane now. So if you are a Candy Cane, like, subscribe, and share. Thank everybody so much for the super chats. And we're going to keep the key going. So Sharon Redmond said, pay attention to Porsha. She may not have paid attention in class, but she is far from stupid. Yes, I agree with you 100%. Porsha is not stupid. She is not dumb. She plays that position very well, but she didn't get to where she is by actually being stupid. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like a Paris Hilton where she kind of played this dumb blonde, but she's a billionaire now. Like, you really have to watch the way she moves. And when it comes to Porsha, Simon, and Fallon, I actually think in this situation, because you guys know I love a conspiracy theory, I think Simon and Fallon are actually in on this together. And I actually think Porsha is the one who is getting set up for the okie doke. But I don't feel bad for her because she thought she was stealing this rich man from this girl. So if you thought you were doing that, then you get what you deserved. And even if you are in on it, the fact that you would play a part in that narrative, you get what you deserve. But allegedly, it's all been said out there. I'm going to give a shout out to my girl, Tisa Tells, because she was saying this before all the bigger blogs picked it up. Now every big blog has picked it up, but I want to give a shout out to Tisa Tells because she was the first one to say Simon is a scammer and he's not as rich as he says. All of his companies, all of his stuff, they're just shell companies. They're all inactive. He's the president, vice president, secretary, intern, photocopier, all of that, all himself. And if you are allegedly worth $40 million, then how come you don't have a vice president? How come you don't have a CFO, a COO? Who's managing your millions of dollars? When people have that level of wealth, it's not just you managing it. You actually have a team. You have a company. You have employees. You have a corporation. You have a board. And he has none of those things. So I think Fallon knows he's nothing but a con artist, allegedly. He kind of uses women for a come up. And so I think when you saw that her tell-all, I think she was kind of smirking because she's just like, well, he's your problem now, Porsha. And I think that Simon and Fallon probably had some pact that came together. He wanted Fallon to get on the show. That didn't really work out so well. And so now they're like, well, who can we kind of manipulate? Well, we can get, Porsha. She's kind of desperate for it and she'll do it. So I don't think Portia's in on the joke. I think Porsha is a part of the joke. And I think this is going to go very, very poorly for her. Because don't forget, Simon and Fallon are still legally married. So at any moment, they could be like, psych. Porsha is getting tattoos on her neck of a married man. Where do they do that at? Even if this was a scheme and she was a part of it, you're literally getting a man's tattoo named on your body. I think Porsha is still in love with Dennis. A part of this is a get back at him, but the gag is Dennis don't care. Dennis is off with Megan from whatever that other reality show is. Like, girl, if I was going to marry you, I would have. I feel like that's how Dennis is. So I think she's kind of trying to do that, but yeah, I think Simon and Fallon are kind of in on it. I think they're in on the joke. He bought that house for filming, and now it's up for sale already.
I agree. I agree.
Thank you, Tubi. Yes. Hey, my terms only. Are you ready? I'm gonna unmute you if you want to talk. Hey, my terms only. You want to share?
Hello, am I there?
Hi. Yes, we can hear you. Do you want to share?
I just want to say that your channel is so refreshing and a breath of fresh air. I have been looking at other bloggers and I was just so I wasn't engaged. You need a TV show. I just need to say you are great at what you do. It took me forever to try to find out how to log in, and I'm going to send you a super chat and whatever else I can because you need 100% support because you are the real deal, and I just love when I see you pop up.
Oh my God, you're going to make me cry.
No, you are the real deal. Keep it going 100%. I'm going to find out how to super chat and Cash App and everything. You're going to be seeing a lot of me because when I see you, I know it's time to mute my television, tell everybody be quiet. It's your time, okay? You are the bomb diggity. Keep up the good work. And as far as Porsha, she is just a street girl. She's street smart and she's learning to be book smart as she goes along. But I hate to say this, girlfriend is a thought. Okay? Allegedly.
Well, wasn't she the princess of Thoughtlandia? Like,
yes.
That's what she called herself.
That's what she is. That's what she is. When somebody shows you who they are, believe it.
Believe them.
But you keep up the good work, and thanks for allowing me to chat with you. I love it. I'll be talking to you a lot, okay?
Yes. You can call in anytime, and I'm so happy you called in and it was able to work. And I receive all of the things that you said, and thank you so much for your kind words, and I receive it humbly, and I thank you for your words.
Okay, now I got to learn how to do the super chat and all that stuff, and then we'll be on board, okay? Keep up the good work.
I will, I promise. Yes.
Smooches.
Mwah.
Mwah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Let's see what you guys are saying. Joanne says, I believe Simon is using Porsha. Fallon has her own money. Exactly. That's the thing. So shout out again to Tisa Tells because she did all the research for this. I want to give her support and credit. Simon usually gets with women who can give him a come up. Like apparently he's not from like Nigerian money. He is Nigerian, but he doesn't come from like an established family. He was over here in the States working for KFC, allegedly, got married to his wife. She supported him while he was getting his CPA or whatever degree he was going to get. He cheated on her with another woman. He had 2 kids with the first wife, cheated on her with another woman, got this woman pregnant, left the first wife, had 2 kids with her, cheated on the second wife with this other woman, had a baby with her, but didn't get married, then met Fallon. So Simon on his own has 5 kids and Fallon has 3, and together they made 8. Met Fallon, left everybody behind and got with Fallon. And word on the street is Fallon has her own money. So he's used to doing that. So I think he's using Porsha for a come up. Oh no. It's all good. Hey, at Young Rich. He goes, oh no. He goes, oh Lord, I'm late. Young Rich, you are right on time. Always. You can always catch the replay. So let me see what you guys are saying on the streets. So Auntie Eva says, Kenya went for Porsha from day one when they went to lunch, and Porsha called her Miss America. Downhill from there. Yeah, well, the thing is, Kenya likes to have women who bow down to her because she needs to be HBIC. So if you don't bow down to Kenya, then she looks at you as not a friend, but as an enemy. And that's just how it goes. Hey, beautiful Miss Bernice. She goes, we know hood economics and Simon is a chief wannabe hustler that will use anyone to get what he wants. Exactly. I agree with you 100%. I do believe that Simon is just scamming his way onto the show. He's scamming his way to Porsha. He's trying to get clout. He's a clout chaser. Allegedly, in my opinion, he is just a clout chaser, and that's really what he wants. He wants money. And I think that's why Fallon has been so cool about it, because she's just like, you'll see. You're the next victim. Hey, Miss Johnson. She goes, nobody else on RHOBH would stoop this low. Nobody. So it makes sense why Simon would target Porsha. Exactly. He is targeting Porsha because Porsha is the only one that was desperate enough to fall for the okie doke. Like, nobody else is falling for this, especially with Simon. Nobody. Hey, To Be Native, love you. She goes, lovely T said the same thing. Nigerian community doesn't claim him at all. Exactly. He doesn't come from like this like established money. And honestly, 40 million sounds like a lot. But if you're saying that you come from this family, if you're saying you're an oil baron, then I don't think it's really that much. Hey, beautiful Lala Chanel. She goes, I feel like Porsha and Simon are playing all of us. I think it's Simon and Fallon that are playing all of us, and Porsha is getting played herself because it looks too crazy and it looks just like, I don't think that she would knowingly put herself in this position. I think she actually thought she was getting some type of come up. I think Porsha's getting played, but you know what? You went for a married man. You had no regard for that woman. So you karma. Hey, Auntie Eva. She goes, Simon behaves like a gigolo. Yeah, I know. You're engaged while married. Make that make sense. Please make that make sense. Hey, Tunisia. She goes, hey, Candy. Hey, girl. Hey, beautiful. Yes, I'm going to see what you guys were saying up here in these chats. Yes. So Mika says, I hope she's not getting played. Yeah, I mean, I hope so, but everything points to the fact that she is. I think she is getting played. Let's see what you guys are saying. So Anika says, if you notice, Porsha and Kenya only feud during filming. It's off season. We don't hear anything. See, again, that's what I'm saying. They know the role that they're playing. They have their assignment and they're playing their rules. So basically, we go on set. It's a little wink nod. We're going to have a feud. But when we're off camera and when it's off season, we're going to go off and we're going to do our own thing. And that's just kind of how it rolls. And that's another reason why I think that Candace gets in so much trouble, right? Candace gets in so much trouble because she, off season, wants to come out and be on Twitter and be a thumb warrior with everything. And I think that's why Candace gets in so much trouble, because it's like she believes the role and she doesn't get that it's a character. Hey, Nat, so I'm going to bring you on. So get ready to come up. Hi, Nats. Do you want to sound off and tell us what you feel?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go. Yeah, sound off.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great. I think that Fallon and Simon still love each other.
Oh, Simon and Fallon?
Yes. I think Simon is still in love with Fallon.
Me too. Why do you think that?
Something in his behavior, the way he's so angry at her, the way he was releasing all the videos and camera. He reminds me of someone who you really love when they've hurt you and you're angry, but I think he really actually does still love her.
I agree with that. And it's also like he's supposed to be so in love with Porsha now, but he's still publicly feuding with Fallon. like, oh, this is the face of a cheating wife and blah, 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 and all of that stuff. And it's just like, you're doing too much. Do you know what I mean? It's like, your slip is showing. You're doing, like, Val does protest too much, which is another reason why I did kind of think Simon and Fallon were in on it together, because he was almost promoting her stuff. He was like promoting her interview, even though he was saying it in a way that was like, oh, this is the face of a cheating wife and all that stuff. But he still posted the entire promo video. So to me, it's almost just, right? The whole promo video. And if he hadn't been engaging with her and doing all these cease and desist and all this other stuff and bringing out the fake receipts that really meant nothing. He had receipts of like the guy walking and they walked in different directions. If he hadn't done all of that, there wouldn't have been as much anticipation for her interview. Because yeah, we all wanted to know, but with the whole fighting outside of it, that's when we're like, wow, it's about to be explosive. It's really about to go down, right?
No, that is such an interesting take. That is so true. And also, I think you're right. And shout out to Tisa Tells as well. I watched her too. Yeah. I don't think Simon is a millionaire. Did you see the struggle cake that he got Porsha for her birthday? I could have made something better than that, and I don't even bake.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why I think that I don't think he's that rich, and I think Portia's the one who will ultimately end up getting played. I think Simon will live to scam another day. I think Fallon will have her skincare line and she'll do whatever she wants to do. She's a cute girl. She has her own money. And I think it's Portia's reputation that has been the most tarnished, because Porsha is the one that's done the most dirt at this point. Right?
Exactly. Right. And one more question before I leave. Do you think Porsha is pregnant?
No, I don't.
No, me too.
No, I don't. I think
I never be dumb enough to do that again. Sorry, Candy.
Oh, no. I didn't mean to cut you off. No, I agree. I think I don't ever want to speak on another woman's body, and I don't never want to speak on another woman's child. I think maybe at one point she may have thought she was or could have been, maybe something along those lines, but I don't think that she is currently pregnant, if that makes sense. But again, I never want to speak on another woman's body or another woman's potential children. But that's just sort of the vibe that I got. Do you think Fallon's pregnant? Because that's another rumor going around that Fallon is pregnant.
I don't know why Simon would put it out there that she's pregnant if she's not pregnant. And I don't know why she wouldn't just shut it down unless she's liking the attention she's getting. So I really don't know. What do you think?
I don't think she's pregnant. I mean, there was that one photo that recently came out, but then again, I don't know if it's a new photo. Hey, Miss T, she goes, I don't think Fallon is pregnant either. Yes, I don't know if it was a new photo or an older photo. But you kind of like saw like her stomach or something like that. But then again, like I could eat a burrito and I could look pregnant too. So you just really, you know what I mean? You just never know. And Fallon didn't say yes or no. She said, well, she's like, if and when I'm pregnant, it will be like my story to tell, not a man's story to tell. So she didn't say she wasn't. She said if and when. So you just never know. But I think it's a game that they're playing. I think Simon and Fallon are in on this. I think they're getting a kick out of it. And I think
that would be crazy if that's true.
That's on a gut level. That's what I think. I think they're in on it, and Portia's getting played. I think that Simon still loves Fallon. And if you think about it, Porsha is going to lose the most, because in the situation, Porsha was the only one who had something to lose. We didn't know Simon, boo-boo. We didn't know Fallon.
That's so true. Or Fallon. She really put them on.
She put them on 100%. And like, yes, Fallon is a beautiful girl, but would Fallon be in a position to start a skincare line if it were not for RHOBH? And if it, not even just RHOBH, if it was for not this scandal between Porsha, Simon, and Fallon? Because when Fallon was on RHOBH, nobody was really checking for her. She was beautiful, but she was kind of quiet. She didn't really bring a lot of energy or personality so much. And yeah, she's beautiful, but there's a lot of beautiful women. So I don't know if she would even have been in a position to do her whole skincare line that she's doing now if it were for not this. So that to me was why I thought Simon and Fallon were in on it. To me, it seemed like Fallon doesn't really care about being a reality star. To me, I think Fallon wants to be that Instagram girl. I think she wants to be that girl who sells her products. Like, this is my makeup line. This is my skincare line. This is my bikini line. I'm on Instagram. Yeah. I think Fallon wants to be that girl. I think Simon is the one who wanted to be on TV. He was the one who wanted fame. He was the one who wanted that type of, because there are two different types. You know, you could be Instagram model famous selling your beauty care, skincare line, or you could be that Porsha girl who's on the reality show. I think Simon wanted the fame. I think Fallon wanted the money and her own, and to be like that Instagram girl. That's what I think. And I think Simon and Fallon got together and was just like, how can we make this happen?
That is crazy. Masterminds at work. Well, thanks for having me, Candy.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for calling in. Everyone's welcome to call in. So thank you so much for calling in.
Have a great evening, guys. And hit that like. Hit the like.
Hit the like. Hit the like.
Bye.
Bye. Yes. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying in the chats. And I'm sorry, you guys, the chats are going really, they're going fast and slow on my end. I think they're going fast on you guys, but on my end, they're going a little slow. So I apologize if I'm not catching everybody's chats, but they're coming through and I'm going to catch as many as I can. So Miss T says Fallon is definitely in on this. That's why she isn't putting down Simon or Porsha. Exactly. Everything has been very, very strategic. And the fact that at the end of her interview she did with Up and Adam, she was like, and by the way, this is my skincare line. I was just like, yeah, they're in on it. How did you all of a sudden come up with the skincare line? Where did that come from? Randomly? No, this was a plot. This was a scheme. They bought that house together just to film. I'm telling you, it's a scheme. It's all a scheme. Simon was scheming the whole time, and it's all a scheme. And I think Porsha just saw dollar signs. She was being her thoughty self. I think she overplayed her hand. I think she thought that she was such a darling and such a princess that she could do no wrong, that she could come out and be like, I'm with this man now. I don't know that girl. We're not friends. And that it would be cool and copacetic because everybody caters to Porsha. I don't think she expected this level of backlash, that people would be like, whoa, hold up. Yeah, it's a reality show, but you bring this girl into our world as your friend. You, your sister, and your other friend are basically naked, flapping your badonkadonk everywhere in this woman's house, in her pool, in front of her man. You bring it on that you and Dennis are friends with these two people as two couples. And now all of a sudden you want to front like you don't know her and that you're madly in love with her husband because they're not divorced. I'm sorry, but you overplayed your hand, Porsha. Yeah, you're the cool Princess Porsha of Vatlandia, but there has to be a bottom to the petty. And I think any woman who has ever been cheated on, any woman who has ever been betrayed, any woman who has ever loved and had that love not returned, any woman who has been publicly embarrassed was like, we're going after you, Porsha. I'm going after you, Porsha, for my best friend who slept with my man. I'm going after you, Porsha, for my man who was doing the thing. I'm going after you, Porsha, for the man who embarrassed me in front of my family and friends. Because I think the reason why it became so big was because it hit a wound that we all have had. I think if we're all being honest, I would say 99% of women have gone through some type of heartache where a man cheated on her, played her, did whatever. Hey, my terms, I'm going to bring you back, okay?
Okay.
So I think Porsha overplayed her hand, and I think that this will be detrimental to her career, while Fallon will have her skincare line. I'm trying to add you, my terms. So, add to stream. Hopefully that went through. Oh yeah, you're on. Okay, my terms only. If you want to share with us.
No, I was just wondering, how can you be freshly divorced, brand new engaged to someone that's already married, someone whose house you've been in, someone's pool you've been in? What kind of morals and ethics does this person have? And I mean, you don't even have to have people stab you in your back these days. They can stand right in front of you and do it. And it makes for good TV, but it does not make for a good person. I'm sorry. That's just tacky, tacky, tacky. And I know I've made my share of mistakes, but none of them have been on national television. Okay. And I would never be engaged to someone else's husband. That is the queen of tacky. And to be just announcing it all over the place. I mean, give me a break. Who would brag about that? I guess only the person that thinks that the Underground Railroad is coming through her house or something.
Where the conductor at? Oh,
I just had to click back in because I had a phone call. I got a Zoom meeting tomorrow, so they wanted to go over some things, but I wanted to get back in touch with you. That's all. You can go on with your next guest. I just wanted to let you know I was back and I'm going to be here.
Yay! Well, stay on. Stay on for as long as you want. If you have to jump off, jump off. If you want to stay, you can stay. So up to you. But no,
cool.
I agree with you 100%. And I think another reason why Porsha overplayed her hand was the way in which she treated Fallon afterwards. She wasn't like, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't mean to fall in love with him. You can't control who you fall in love with. I know how this looks. I'm really, really sorry, Fallon. If I hurt you, this wasn't my intention, whatever, da-da-da-da-da. But to have a smear campaign against this woman, when you're the one who took her husband, as if Fallon was the one who did something wrong. They were like, oh no, like Fallon's cheating and Fallon's boring. Nobody know who she is. She's this, she's that, she's a third, blah, 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 blah. Like, you tried to smear Fallon when Fallon didn't do anything.
Well, she needs to remember that something my grandmother said, the same way you get a man, it's the same way you lose him. So Porsha just better be careful. And as far as being pregnant, she didn't have all that work done on her body to have it stretched out of shape. Okay? Not just yet.
Very true. Very true. Build a body. And like, I have no shame. I mean, I personally have never had any type of plastic surgery, but I think that if you are a woman or a man or a person and you want to do it, knock yourself out, boo-boo. But at the same time, don't shame other people for not looking cookie cutter the way you look cookie cutter. Like she was trying to say like her body was this and Fallon's body was that. And it's just like, Fallon is a beautiful woman. Porsha, you're a beautiful woman. Oh, 2B? Yeah. You want to talk?
Yeah, I feel like Fallon never loved Simon. Because if he was broke, then she would never go after him. Because I don't think she finds him attractive. And if he didn't have money, he wouldn't chase her. And I heard that Fallon doesn't even take care of kids. It's like the mother who takes care of her kids. That's why she's always out. And so she's also like a gold digger, but I still like her.
Yeah, I still like Fallon too, even though I do think she's in on it. I don't know if she's a gold digger or not, because like word on the street, she has her own money. But then that's the thing, right? We don't really know what's 100% real, what stories are planted, what stories are fabricated. Yeah. This whole thing about Fallon's mom taking care of the kids, maybe Fallon needs help. I think one or maybe two of her kids have special needs. Now she's a single mother. Also think about from a mental space. Say Fallon isn't involved in this. Imagine what she's going through mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You went on a show for this man who is your husband, is the stepfather to your children, and then he turned around and basically threw you out like yesterday's garbage and is now proclaiming to be engaged and in love with your co-star / friend person. And not only that, it's now spread across the entire world. Not only that, now they're coming for your integrity and your neck. You're sitting here being silent. This is your husband and stepfather to your children that is now with another woman, but yet now they're trying to call you this, you that, you're the cheater, you're this bad person, you So not only are they doing all this dirt to you publicly, but now they're trying to throw dirt on your name to somehow justify their behavior and to deflect from their own guilt. So if she's not in on this, of course she wants her mother. Are you kidding me? If that happened to me and I was a mom with 3 kids and I wasn't in on this and this really happened to me, the only person I would want by my side would be my mom, the person I could trust and to come and take care of me and help me with my kids. So this thought that like Fallon isn't allowed to have her mother help her, or that Fallon isn't allowed to still have joy in her life and to travel and to do things and to post and to have fun, to me is bonkers. Because you're trying to say Porsha and Simon are allowed to go to like the big fight that they went to, that they're posting about their little birthdays and their little, travels and all that stuff. So Simon and Porsha can post and be happy and all this stuff. But what, is Fallon supposed to go under a rock and hide? It's like that's like, it also goes back to like society is always so much harder on the woman. Regardless if it's the woman who got left or the woman that you left you for. Your man left you, somehow you weren't good enough. If he left wife for you, then, you're a gold digging, HOE or whatever. So, but the man somehow gets away scot-free. When the truth is, it was the man who took those vows to that woman. It was the man who had the commitment to that woman. The other woman can't make a man do anything a man doesn't want to do, but somehow he gets off scot-free, and it's the women fighting, and it's the women that are being brought down. So to me, the biggest culprit in this, regardless if they're in on it or not, is Simon. He's actually the slimiest, dirty one of all. Not only did he take vows with Fallon, and that is his wife, and he had the commitment to her, but he also was friends with Porsha's baby daddy, Dennis. You're going to go smash the homie's baby mama? We are forgetting about that. Like, Porsha, you made yourself a pass around. Like, you're like, this was your baby daddy's homie. They were friends. That's actually how they all really met. Dennis and Simon were out in the club doing their dirt together, and they became friends. And Simon introduced Fallon to Porsha and Dennis. Because Fallon told it on Speak On It with Candy. Candy was just like, oh, like you and Porsha are friends. How'd you guys meet? And Fallon was the one who said, oh, we met through Dennis and Simon because they were friends. They were hanging out, running around the clubs, doing their stuff. So Simon, not only did you cheat on your wife, but you also smashed the homie's baby mama. But somehow we're supposed to be mad at Fallon for being happy, for trying to heal and be happy, and for having the support of her mother. Like, that don't make no sense.
It's true.
Of course she wants her mother around. Like, raising 3 kids, whether you are a single parent or in a marriage, is hard. So the fact that she's getting a mother, we shouldn't bash her for that. It takes a village, but you have to be mindful of who is putting this narrative out and why. Who is turning what she's doing into something bad to make it look better. Porsha has one daughter, and her mom, Miss Diane, is babysitting her daughter all the time. Watch the season. Miss Diane is always babysitting PJ. Nobody has a problem with that because they shouldn't. It's okay for a grandmother to watch her grandchild. It's okay for Fallon's mom to watch her grandchildren. And it's okay for Fallon to find some happiness and to post and to move on with her life. It's really Simon the one that's the dirtiest one because he's the mastermind. Whether they're in on it or not, Simon is the mastermind. And he's making these women all out here look crazy and like fools because he's pretending to have all this money that he doesn't have.
Yeah. So what do you think of LaToya Ali?
I don't really think of her. That's like... I don't really You know what I mean? Like I didn't get it. I didn't get why they thought LaToya Ali would be a fit for the show. It didn't really make sense to me why they thought she would be a fit. I don't think she was a fit. I don't think she had a storyline. She basically came on just to be Kenya's puppet. And then when she got a pocket, even Kenya was like, I don't really want to roll with you like that because you're even doing the most in my mind. So yeah, I didn't get the LaToya Ali it didn't click for me. It didn't make sense. And I don't think she's coming back. And allegedly she was only making $1,000 an episode, which blew my mind.
Like her ex.
Like, girl, you're literally doing the absolute most for basically nothing.
So do you think Nene should come back?
No. So what I think of Real Housewives of Atlanta, I think they should do an OG Atlanta All-Star special, 3 to 4 episodes. Nene can go back for that. Cynthia, Kenya, Sheree, everybody come back for that. Kind of just wrap everything up in a bow. And then the next season, start fresh with a new cast. Because
I agree.
On it now has ran its course. Like, I love Kenya. I think she's great. But she's doing all of the work. She made all happen for the entire season. She's fighting with everybody about literally nothing. She's doing all the work. So I don't think that it no longer works because she's doing all of the work and it's literally just her. So I think Kenya could go off, do her own spinoff, do like the Kenya show, and she could talk about like her baby and Mark and all the other stuff she's doing. Candy, I think her storyline on Real Housewives of Atlanta has run its course. She's married. She has Riley's off in college. She has all her businesses. She has two new babies. I think Candy's story has come full circle and it's good and it's wrapped up. Candy didn't do much this season either. I think go and focus on her spinoffs. Go focus on the OLG restaurant. They're doing like the Black Vanderpump Rules with Candy. Go focus on that. Go do The Shy. Go create another show. I think for Real Housewives of Atlanta, her particular storyline has run its course. Nene, I think it's been too much for her to come back to the show properly, just with everything she said about Andy, everything she said about Bravo, just the hostilities. It got to be too toxic. It got to be too toxic and too negative. And I also think with Nene, for the particular show, The Real Housewives of Atlanta, I think she's ran her course too. I think everybody on there has ran their course. I love Marlo. I wouldn't mind seeing maybe Kenya and Marlo go at it together. They do a little spinoff or something. We used to hate each other, now we're friends. Something like that. But who else is even on there? Cynthia. We already talked about Cynthia. I love Cynthia. No shade to Cynthia, but again, her story is a wrap. I don't see anybody currently on the Real Housewives of Atlanta where, to me, their ensemble cast no longer works. And when I think we need to start find new people, new blood, find people in Buckhead, other places of Atlanta to do it. But I think the ensemble that we currently have, Drew, missed me with Drew the whole way. She didn't make sense to me the same way LaToya didn't make sense to me. I was like, what am I watching? So that's kind of Porsha. I used to like Porsha, but this whole Fallon Simon stunt, I don't want to read Porsha's book. I don't want to watch her spinoff. I don't want to see her on anything. I don't want to see her on Dish. Seeing pictures of her on Instagram makes me sick because she now represents that person in your life that really played you, who slept with your best friend, who lied to you, who made you a fool. That's what she represents now. And she did it to herself. So I don't really want to see Porsha win. I don't want to see Porsha in anything. Okay, so we got some comments going. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. I have someone who disagrees, so I want to put that comment up so we can get all perspectives. Hey, Renee. She goes, I would disagree that Candy didn't do much, considering that the party she hosted is what created the main focus of the entire RHOBH. Yes, well, Candy hosted the party. but what did Candy do at the party, right? So anyone could have hosted it, but it's what the people did at it. And it was the Porsha and allegedly Tanya, and those two are no longer friends. I think that's very telling. Went off with Bolo, and then Kenya was the one who went and was just like listening by the door and then perpetuated it and perpetuated it, right? So yes, I agree with you. Candy was the one who hosted it, but anyone can host. It's what were the actions that happened during the party. Oh, we have someone else joining. Yay. So AP News, I'm going to add you to the stream. Let's see if you got added. Oh, wait, one more. I'm going to do it again.
Oh my God. I love your show. I'm so glad.
Hi.
Hey.
Yay.
Oh my gosh. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Sound off.
Oh, that's awesome. So good to see you. Hi, guys.
You too.
I just wanted to add my 2 cents on the RHOBH cast. I love Candy, but I do also think that she should go. I think that she and what's her name? Boring Cynthia, they need to take a break. They've done really well. And I think it's their time to just bow out, nicely and say goodbye to the show. Regarding Fallon, I think she's beautiful, but too nice for reality TV. She wouldn't be an interesting addition to the cast. Simon is trash. He needs to go. We don't want to see his face anymore. We're done. Kenya and Marlo, I agree. They should definitely have a show. They're hilarious. And I think that they'll be a great duo and a great addition, but into another show. Drew, miss me with the storyline. I mean, she's boring too. Porsha is a huge disappointment. I was rooting for her. I wanted her to win. I really wanted her to be that girl who does it all, but she was such a disappointment. Such a disappointment. So yeah, that was my 2 cents.
Those are good 2 cents. Thank you so much. And you can hang out if you want. Just do whatever. Yeah.
All right.
And I agree with you. I think I would love to see a Kenya and Marlo spinoff. Almost like a what's it called? Not Bonnie and Clyde, but the 2 girls who like go
Thelma and Louise.
Thelma and Louise. Yes. Kenya and Marlo as like a Thelma and Louise, and have them like they both are like searching for love and all this stuff. Like I would love to see that type of spinoff, but I think
they'll bring the fashion. It'll be so beautiful to watch.
So beautiful to watch. And I love Marlo. I think she has a really good heart and a really good spirit. Great. I do.
She's grown on me.
She's grown on me too. Yeah. So let's see what some people are saying in the chats. Okay, let's see here. So Simply Me says Real Housewives works best with the cast are all friends or majority are friends. Do you guys believe that? That the Real Housewives work better when the cast are all friends?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because you could see you can see genuine, authentic relationships as they blossomed and they got into fights and then they got back together. But you knew that there was real love there.
I agree.
And that's what I miss.
I agree. And for us as fans watching it, the toxicity doesn't work for me. After a while, it's good to see them bond over, like, resolve of those issues. And I feel like we need to take something away from those shows. We need to learn something from it, see relationship develops and friendship. And of course, there'll be disagreements, but they need to be resolved eventually. Toxicity at a certain point gets old and it turns me off, actually.
Yeah, I agree. And it looks like the people in the chat are agreeing. Farrah Rhonda says yes. Ms. T says yes. Real friends fight and work it out. Won't look so staged. Exactly. Ms. T says facts. Renee B says I agree. Potomac is the best right now. I I think Potomac is really good. And you know what, to that point, if you think about it, the best fights and like the best, I don't want to say betrayals because that sounds bad, but since it's entertainment, let's just get real with it, really have been when there has been a real friendship at the core. That's why when you had Real Housewives of Atlanta, when you had the demise of Nene and Cynthia, that hit to the core because that was a true friendship. And when they started to buck heads and that friendship went down, people were invested because they really were friends. And then if you look at Potomac, the whole betrayal of Giselle and Karen, when you saw the demise of that friendship, when Giselle didn't have Karen's back with the Ray stuff, when she wore the like Uncle Ben's and Free Ray shirt and all that stuff. Remember she did? And then they had the what do you call it? They had the pizza delivered at Karen's house. Like they did really nasty, shady stuff. When they did have a friendship, and you could see the hurt in Karen because she really put a friend in them. So the shows are good, and even like Beverly Hills. The reason why it hurt so much with Lisa Vanderpump was because Lisa Vanderpump and Kyle were actually friends. Lisa Rinna and Denise, that betrayal, because Lisa Rinna and Denise were actually friends. So you're right, like it is better. The storylines are more truthful. The fights don't look so staged, and we're all actually invested. Like I checked out after 2 or 3 episodes of Real Housewives this season. I checked out. I was like, I don't have time for this because it didn't make any sense. It was choppy and it was sloppy, and and you could hear it was just all put together. It was insane. So let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. If you guys are agreeing. Okay, so Farranda says Roa can take a page out of this season of Married to Medicine. Yes, there was drama, but it didn't hit too far below the belt. Yes. Very, very true. Darren Hood says I'm missing those types of friendships. We all are. Renee B says they're starting to create drama for the sake of drama, and it does seem like they are coordinating before this season and going after one cast member to protect themselves. Yes, I agree. It does seem like all of this stuff is being very, very staged. Very, very staged. So let's see. Miss T says Robin needs to leave Real Housewives of Potomac, her storyline is over. Darren Hood says, I rewatched the episodes on demand. Yeah, I agree with you, Miss T. Robin does need to leave the Real Housewives of Potomac. She doesn't have a storyline. She doesn't have her own mind. And she's hard to watch. She's very, very hard to watch. What do you think?
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah, I think that Robin needs to be a friend of the show. For her to be an addition to this cast, she brings nothing, honestly. She brings absolutely nothing. And it just like Cynthia, for a while, it's good to have that friend that is kind of, she's almost like Switzerland. You know, you guys can fight. I will listen to your stories. You need that friend. But in Robin's case, she is just a lapdog. She doesn't bring anything new. She doesn't help. It's just sad to watch. We feel sorry for her. And actually, when she comes on the screen, that's my time to take a break from the show. I just don't want to watch it. So yeah, I agree. She needs to be a friend of the show.
I agree. She needs to either be a friend of or just bow out, or I think the only way to save Robin, because it's not going to happen with this fake marriage to Juan. That's just not happening. Juan is living his best life with his girlfriend, allegedly. So that fake wedding isn't going to happen. I think Robin either needs to be a friend of or leave, or she needs to go toe-to-toe with Giselle.
She won't.
I think that she won't. She won't. But I think if she were smart, and I think if she really wanted to keep her position on the show in a meaningful way, she would go toe-to-toe with her, but she won't. She won't. She doesn't have it in her. And like that's why we all need her to leave, because it's just like, we don't need you to just sit here and be a yes person to Giselle. Like enough is enough. Yeah.
And not only that, she is, you feel sad. You feel sorry for her It's like, wake up already. This lady keeps you around just to make her look better, maybe. I don't know. I don't want to watch these shows and feel sorry for the cast member. I don't want to have to scream at her through the TV and tell her what to do, you know? So, no, it's sad. Really sad.
Very, very sad. Hi, my terms only. Right before you go, I want to read a comment. So Farah says, I actually think that Robin has the potential to be a good cast member if she hasn't teetered, if she wasn't teetered to Giselle. No, I agree. That's why I think she either needs to go head to head with her or leave. The only way she's going to be untethered is by going head to head. Hi, my term only. Do you want to share?
No, I just wanted to know that you received the Cash App or the money that I just sent. Did I do it properly? Through the Gmail account.
Through the Gmail account. Let me check while I have you.
Okay, you can check later. I just want to make sure I'm on the right path.
Yeah, you're definitely on the right path. And I appreciate your support so much. And again, I appreciate your kind words. And for everybody on the stream, or if you watch this replay, I just want to say thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. And I'm here for you guys just to have fun, have a laugh, have a kiki, not to take this stuff so seriously. And for the heavy stuff we do talk about, to be able to come to a common ground and come together as a community of just people and kind of put this other stuff to bed and just have some fun.
That's where your authenticity makes everybody come together in that fashion. So you're 100. Like I said, keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. I will.
Yes, your voice is so needed. It's so positive and sweet. Yeah. Honestly, all the way from Canada. Thank you.
Yeah, Canada. Yes. And we're gonna do. I don't know if you guys were here for it, but last week I did a self-care session around 5 signs that you need more self-love. And then this week, you guys want me to do a weekly one. So this week coming up, the self-care session is going to be around how to deal with burnout. And it's going to be based on a podcast episode I just listened to by Love B. Scott, and he was kind of talking about it. So I wanted to share what his story was, or I'm sorry, their story was. I think Love B. Scott's pronouns are they and them. So what their story was, and then give some insights on how to combat burnout. So we will be doing another self-care session.
See how intelligent you are? You even know how to use the pronouns.
Yeah, well, I want to be respectful. If that's how someone identifies, then that's how I need to call them.
You rock.
Yay, you guys rock too. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. So, okay, Renee B says, I agree 100%, Candy. You're honestly quickly becoming my favorite. Aw, thank you so much. You're like a drama-free zone. Yeah, exactly. We don't come with the BS over here. No. We just have fun. Like, I don't even have mods. Like, that's how much we are cultivating a community of just good people. Like, I don't even have people. I don't need to block anybody because I think they know. You get repelled. Okay, so Renee B says, I wish that there was some way we could get Marlo on Potomac. Ooh, that's a good idea. Marlo on Potomac. That could be good. But see, I still want just Marlo with her own show. I know she tried to do it with Candy, I think for was it WeTV or a Lifetime? It didn't work out. So who knows? But I want to see Marlo with a group of fashionable girls. I want them to have all the fashions, all the makeup, and I want to see them going out on the town. How does Marlo get these billionaire millionaires? I'm signing up for that class. I am single. I am signing up for the billionaire millionaire class. No shame in my game. I'm signing up for it. How does she do it? How is she oh, here's this billionaire, here's this millionaire, la, 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 la. I want that. No shame in it. Where are they? That's the show I want Marlo to have. Let's see what you guys are saying. Miss T. Robin would be great with the backbone. Yeah, she would be great with the backbone. She really would. Renee B. is saying, I cannot stand Lisa Rinna. She's just a vile human being. Yeah, I'm not here for Lisa Rinna either. And then Darren Hood says, Giselle versus Robin, very interesting. I mean, that's what I think we would need to see, would be that type of stuff. You said Miss T. Marlo would be great, but she needs a true friend to make it really pop. Yes, that's why I want to see her with like her group of friends that she has, where it's like almost like a Marlo Sex in the City. You know what I mean? Where it's just like her and some good girlfriends. They do the brunches, they go shopping, they talk about guys and dating. I wouldn't mind seeing that for Marlo. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box. You guys, we have been on here for 2.5 hours. If you're still in here and you're having fun, like that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Yes, yes, yes. Ms. T says, I think Vanderpump Rules needs a new cast too. I think they do too. And then Renee B says, I really want to see Marlo succeed. I think she's more reliable than most of the women on the show. Reliable and like relatable too. Yeah, she is. Because I think with Marlo, she's being transparent. I think she's really just showing us who she is, especially once she started taking on her nephews. You could see a change in her when her sister got sick and all that stuff. So yes, I agree with that. So let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, Joanne, thank you. She says you bring joy to YouTube. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. Yes, yes, yes. So Farrah Wanda says Brene Brown has a great podcast that I love and is for me. I love Brene Brown. It speaks of self-care. I love it. Yay! Oh, this is all coming in. 2B says, oh my God, Candy, can you elaborate if you can on the use of the pronouns they, them? Okay, so I am an ally. I am not a part of the LGBTQ TIA community. I'm a cis woman. I'm straight. I'm heterosexual. But I believe within their community, they have like binary or non-conforming. So a person can identify as like, I was born a female and I identify as a female. So my pronouns are she and her because I identify as a female. And that's how I live my life. Then you also have people who are men, whether they were either biologically born a man or if they identify as male. So maybe they weren't necessarily biologically born as a man, but to them, they identify their soul, who they are, as male. So they would like to be called he or him. And then you have people who are either non-binary, so they don't identify with being male or female. And then you have people who are non-conforming, so they don't want to conform to the two either being male or female, or maybe they identify with both. So if you have people who maybe identify with both, and then you have people who don't, which I do believe, I think that's binary, you identify with both, and then non-conforming, I believe, is you don't identify with either one, so you're not conforming to it. I believe that. If I'm incorrect, please correct me in the chat box. I don't mean to be disrespectful. This is just my own understanding, and I'm open to learn, and I'm open to hear more. And so they would rather go by they, them, because it encompasses both and or neither. That's what my understanding is. So if you are a person and you don't identify with how you were born biologically, you don't really identify with male, you don't really identify with female, so you go by they or them. Or you identify with both male and female, so you go by they, them, because that encompasses both. Whereas like me, I'm just like, I'm a woman, she, her. Or like a man, I'm a man, he, him. So I believe that's the use of the pronouns, and I think it helps people to feel seen, and for them to feel that how they identify and what their experience is validated. So I know for me, if I'm a woman and you're calling me he, and I don't identify as a woman, I'm going to be like, yo, hold on, why are you calling me a man, right? Or if you're a man and you're calling it a her, hey, why are you calling me a man? So I think it's a way to respect that person's identity and their experience. So I think that's the difference with the pronouns, I think. If I'm not right, please check me. Please correct me. No disrespect. That's just what my knowledge is.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. Farrah Rhonda is saying faith them is non-binary. That's right. So they don't go with that. Miss Tisa's Marl needs to share her plastic surgery. She did share the plastic surgery. At first she was fronting and said that she got her back hurt, but then she came out and said she got lipo and she kind of earned it. Miss T says, off topic, what do you think about the latest All About the Tea stuff? All About the Tea stuff. So okay, how can I say this? I'm going to wait with the All About the Tea stuff to see how it all shakes out, because I don't want it kind of took a turn where, yes, we were all kind of like on this mission and we're all going to find out who she is and we're all in it together, which I still think we still need answers and justice. But at the same time, it kind of just took this turn that I wasn't ready to go down. And so I kind of want to step back, watch how it all shakes out. Once we have a name or an identity of a person that is 100% confirmed, 100% public, and we are 100% sure that we're not doxing innocent people, that we're not bringing innocent people into this, and I will participate and have an opinion on it. But right now, I think I'm just going to kind of silently watch and get back to why I started my YouTube channel, which was just to not create a family like Miss Avatar, because she uses that to manipulate people, but to create a community where we're all equals and we all come together to support each other. To me, family is a very weighted word. And it comes with a lot. It comes with a lot of burdens. It comes with a lot of obligation. It comes with a lot of guilt. So to me, family is a very heavy word. I would rather create a community where everyone feels heard, everyone feels seen, and we're all equals, and we're just all coming to have a good time together. So I just sort of decided All About the Tea stuff is going on. Okay, I'm going to watch it. I'll have an opinion once everything is cleaned up, because right now it seems very messy. So I want it cleaned up, and then focus on doing my self-care sessions and coming on with you guys and talking about Bravo for an hour and a half and having a laugh and having a kiki and build up a community and focus on that, because I also want to be mindful that not to give too much energy to things that don't deserve it, because energy is one of our precious commodities. You only have so much energy in a day. You only have so much energy. So I would rather put energy into building something that I believe in rather than putting energy into something that just wants to suck it up and take it away. And then being mindful of, when does something become something that you don't really want to be a part of. So that's kind of where I'm at with All About the Tea. And just to be 100% transparent, I've had this conversation with Marcella as well. And we kind of got to that same point. She's doing, again, everyone support Marcella. Watch her part 2 tomorrow. She's doing a lot of great things. We both kind of were like, let's just focus on the good. Let's focus on our messages. Let's focus on building up community. Like, she had a great live she did. She was like the message out of the mess or something like that. So I think now we heal and we rebuild. And that's kind of where I'm at with All About the Tea. And I don't want to ever speak ill on any other YouTuber. So when I say it went down a different road, that's not me putting down anybody else. That's not me putting down anybody else's channel. That's just me saying I took it as far as I personally could take it. And other people have to make those decisions for themselves. Doesn't mean my way is right and their way is wrong. Doesn't mean my way is better and their way is worse. It just means that we took 2 different paths. Because I also want to put it out there, I've seen a lot of YouTubers go at each other's necks over this. There have been a lot of YouTubers who started fighting, who started beefing, who were putting each other down, male and female. Male and female. There was a male YouTuber that I used to follow and really enjoyed it. And he came out and said something really derogatory. And I was just like, where did that come from? About somebody else on that, about someone on that panel. I'll just say it since it's already out there. Someone said something really mean about So Debonair. And this was another male YouTuber that said that. And then there were other YouTubers going at it. So when I say that, that is not me saying that I feel that I am better than or their way is wrong or right. I'm just saying that for me personally, I've taken it as far as I want to take it in this particular moment until there's more information. That is not, I don't want to get into any YouTube beef with anybody. Trust me, that's the last thing I want. It's not me knocking anybody else's channel or anybody else's way they choose to respond to something. That is their choice and their business. So that's kind of where I stand with it. Renee says, I feel like we just all felt betrayed by all that tea. She just went way too far. Yeah.
Mm,
Crazy. Let me see what she was saying. Yeah.
One thing I wanted to add about that, all about the tea mess, was that after everything crumbled, it was nice to have like a nice place to speak about those issues, because we were all so happy to help this channel grow, and to see them reach 100,000 subscribers was amazing. I was actually celebrating with them. And it did take a darker turn, and that was really sad to watch. But regarding the beefs that are happening now, I feel like YouTubers are realizing that there are 100,000 subscribers out there, and everybody's trying to get a piece of that pie. And that's what it seems like. I think that's what all the fight is all about. And it's sad that we have to fight amongst ourselves for something that used to be beautiful to watch.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I think it's taken a turn because I think people are trying to, exactly what you're saying, they're trying to get that piece of that 100K pie. But I think when people think that way, and I'm not saying they do. Right now, I'm just being hypothetical because, again, I'm not coming for any YouTuber. Hypothetically, I think when people think that way, they miss the forest for the trees. Sure, she had 100K, but there are billions of people on YouTube. There are billions of people in this world. There are so many people that you can connect with on so many different things that you don't have to do it from a place of negativity, and you don't have to do it from a place of coming at each other, and you don't have to do it from that place. You can build it with positivity. You can build it with whatever. And it's so vast. You could get 100K by baking cakes all day and have people watch you bake cakes. You could get 100K by me. I get up here and I just like laugh and I'm kind of weird and goofy and I talk about, self-care and Bravo, and that's great. You could do it by people who do reaction videos, people who it's fitness videos, makeup tutorials. Like, it's so vast that I think that if you are a content creator and if you have these goals to get these big numbers, I think you can't forget about your accountability that you have. You are accountable for the energy you put out. You are accountable for the messages you put out. You are accountable to the people that are making you money and giving you subscribes and views and super chats and are supporting you and are giving you likes and is joining your community. I think that when you want to become a player in a space where it becomes a profession for you, not just a hobby, where you are making the money and you are getting the people to do that, I think that you are responsible to them. And there's enough money, there's enough fame, there's enough subscribers for all of us. We don't have to go at each other's necks to get it. And the saddest part is the real people who truly succeed in this world, regardless of what industry it's in, are the ones who work together, are the ones who collaborate. Think about all the big players. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon collaborated. They didn't go at each other's neck. They came together and look what they built. Will Smith and was it DJ Funky Fresh? Is that his name? You know what I mean? They came together, and Martin Lawrence and came together for like Bad Boys. Whether where it goes or not, you have people who come together and collaborate, and then they worked with the same Will Smith and what's that guy's name? Fuqua, the director. He directs basically all of Will Smith's movies, right? So you have, regardless of what industry you're in, you have these pockets of people who come together, they collaborate and support each other, and then they work again and again. Kevin Hart and his crew, Will Packer and his crew, Kevin Hart and Will Packer, all of that stuff. They all come together. Carlos King, everything he's making, right? He's working with the same people and doing projects over and over and over again. And that is really how the really, truly successful people win, when they come together and they collaborate and they work on stuff together. Not having these like dukes and stuff that might get you a moment, but if you want sustainability and longevity, and if you want a reputation that precedes you in a good way, it's really about coming together and collaborating. And I think once you do it as a professional, you never forget your why. You know, why are you doing this? Like me, I got really clear on what my why was. So my personal purpose in life, like why I believe Candy Washington was on this earth, is to add value to the lives of others through storytelling. And my storytelling is either my podcast, it's getting up here for 2 hours. Like that's all we're doing. We're just talking and we're telling stories and we're talking, but we're having a good time. We're coming together and we're laughing, whether it's writing, I write books too, and I do social media stuff. But I always think about, how is the person going to feel when they experience this piece of content or what I'm putting out there? Is that person going to feel inspired? Are they going to feel happy? Are they going to feel better about themselves? Are they going to feel entertained? Are they going to feel they got to escape for a minute? Are they going to be educated? Because I think that I have a responsibility. If I want to put something out there, even for people just to consume, there's a responsibility. But 100% if I expect someone to pay for it, then I really have a responsibility. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I forgot how we got there, but that's kind of where I'm at with it. So Renee B says, I really like Up and Adam. He's very inclusive and positive. Yeah, I like Up and Adam too. I like him a lot. And I think that's why Fallon went to him, because she felt comfortable to go to him and knew that she wasn't going to get sandbagged or anything like that. So yeah, I like him too. So Deborah Randall says, let's see what she says. So Deborah Randall says, the best thing about this All About the Team mess is that I found so many other Black content creators. Before this happened, I think I only watched and subscribed to about 6 channels. My alerts go off constantly. Yes, that is true. I would say that there's always like a silver lining, right? Where and I could even say that for myself. I wasn't doing lives. I wasn't really, I was kind of insecure. I was kind of scared to come on and just sit here and talk, not to toot my own horn, but like Monica didn't do that. Monica had an avatar and 4 other people on screen with her at all times. Name one show she carried by herself where she just got up there and talked. Not a single one. She didn't carry a single show by herself. She had Plez and Schoolboy and Bishop and Marcella and Princess and So Debonair. And then in the mornings, she had DJ Richie and Amir and Buffy and that other woman, I forgot her name, who used to come on, but then she went on her thing. She never got up here and was just fully herself and was just like, let me see if that's enough. Because let me tell you, it's scary. Like before I go live, my hands are sweating. My stomach is doing a flop. I'm just like all nervous and stuff because it's scary to sit here, show up fully as yourself, and just hope that is enough for people. Is it enough for me just to sit here and talk to you? That's really scary. And if you think about it, Monica Avatar didn't do that. She expected her panel to. And that was the real reason why we were tuning in every night, was because I wanted to see what Plez was going to say. I wanted to see what Marcella was going to say. I wanted to see what interaction Schoolboy was going to have with Bishop. I was sure the tea was great, but I was showing up for the people. And I think that's really why it was such a betrayal, because Monica put herself up as this person who was like, this like moderator and like this, we're all coming together, we're building this platform. But behind the scenes, she was doing all the treachery and pitting people against each other. Like, I think, sure, the panel felt betrayed, but we all felt betrayed. I know I did. And so yeah, it was a big betrayal. And I agree with you. I think a lot of content creators, particularly Black ones, have popped up, myself included in that, because of this. So you can always find a silver lining some way, and gives you courage to do things that, honestly, I was a lot like Plez. And I think that's why I would tune in, because I identify a lot with Plez. She and I have very similar personalities too. And I was the same. I had my YouTube channel up, but I wasn't really doing anything with it. Had it up for years, had ideas here and there, sort of doing stuff, but like wasn't really fully going for it. You know, would kind of do like a recorded one, kind of put it up there, a couple of views here and there. But like I knew I should be going live. I knew I should be streaming. I knew I should be putting my face out there. But just, you know, humans have insecurities, and I was scared to do it. But then All About the Tea stuff popped off, and I was just like, you know what? I have really something to say about this. And no one was, people were talking about how bad Monica was and how evil she was. But to me, I was just like, this is a clear case of narcissism, like clear cut. So I was like, well, I'm going to do it from my perspective. And I'm going to talk about this is a case of narcissism. So let's break it down from that angle. Yeah, it's a YouTube beef, but it's also a human interest piece to me. It was more of a commentary on the human experience. And I think, again, that's why everybody felt so betrayed. Same thing with Porsha. It wasn't so much about Monica. It was about what Monica represented. Monica represented that person who used you, who made you feel guilty for wanting to shine. Monica represents that person who doesn't let you say no, who doesn't honor your boundaries, who thinks that they're better than you, think that they can control you, who gaslights you, who pins people against you, you know, who benefits from you not having any self-respect. And that's why we all felt so betrayed, because we saw in Monica all of the people who treated us that way. So to me, it was more of a human perspective, right? Why are we all going so crazy about this? Because we all have felt this way before. Put our trust in something or someone only to have that trust be taken advantage of or thrown in our face. So that's kind of what it was. Let's see here. So Sam Blank says, Candy, what is your ethnicity? Black? I guess that's a race. But I'm just black. That's it. I'm a black girl. Miss T says, All About the Tea definitely used her panel. Yes, she did. Chronic Optimist says, Hey Candy Girl. Hey Chronic Optimist. Yes. Aw, 2B Black Native says, you are more than enough because this is God's doing. It is marvelous in his eyes. I'm glad. I'm glad I found you. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you found me too. Yes. That's what you guys are saying. And thank you. Let's see what the chats are. They're coming up slow. You know my internet gets wonky. We've been here for almost 3 hours, but we're going to do it. Frida says, oh, yes. Young Rich Skinny says, I remember seeing you on Kempire. Yeah, I started on Kempire before I did my thing. I was like, that girl better have a YouTube channel or something speaking like this. Yes. So before I started doing my lives, shout out to Kempire Daily. I really like him too. I like his energy a lot. Sometimes I don't agree with his commentary, and I'm like, Kempire, really? You don't really see past the mess? Like, Kempire was thinking Erika had nothing to do with it. Ciao! But I do like him. I like him a lot. But I called in a couple times on Kempire, and I was like nervous and scared, but then I was just like, let me just do this, and it was really, really fun. Let's see what you guys are saying. Farronda's comment is coming up. Whew. So yes, you guys, we have been here for almost 3 hours. We're going to wrap it up very soon. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been on here. Thank you for joining me. If you're still here, be sure to like and subscribe and support. I love you guys. I will be back tomorrow. Like I said before, my niece is flying in tonight, and I'm going to have her for the week. So give me some grace for the times I go live. I will try and put the times up for everyone to have it, and I will try my best to stick to those times. But this week, if they change a little bit, it's because my niece is here, and I have to make sure. I mean, I don't have any kids, and I'm actually really scared because it's like I have to take care of a whole human being by myself. I know I'm an adult, but it still seems really scary. I'm like, wait, you're leaving me in charge? Who said I could do this? But she's gonna be here, and I'm so excited.
How old is
the time
she?
changes this time. Oh, my niece is 16.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a big age gap between me and my sisters. I was kind of a, I don't want to call myself an oops baby, but probably so. But yeah, so I mean, let's just keep it funky and real. So she's coming, but I'm still like, I know she's like a fully formed person, but she's still a child, and so it's still really scary. And my sister, I'm scared of her, so I don't. So
I know what you mean, because I have a 45-year-old and I have a 28-year-old, and I have a 28-year-old granddaughter. They're 6 weeks apart.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. Very similar to the dynamics I have with my sisters. Yep. Very similar. Yeah. Yeah. So I just have to keep her safe and happy. Yeah. I'm excited. And it's nice because when you live somewhere, you forget to do the stuff that's here. So when she comes, she's going to want to go to the beaches and go to all the stuff that, like, my day-to-day, I'm just like, I'm going to sit here and watch Netflix. So it'll be nice to have her motivate me to see the city again. Because you get complacent when you live in a place. And it'll be nice to see it through new eyes. Yeah. Okay.
Well, you have a good time.
I will. Thank you. I'll see if she wants to pop on with us.
We want to see her.
Yes. I'll see if she wants. If she's not being shy, I'll have her pop on. But yeah. So thank you guys so much. Mwah. I love you guys. I'm going to head out and get ready for her to come. But we will be going live this week, definitely Monday through Thursdays. Give me some grace on the times. I'll try and make sure it sticks. But if not, that's why. And everybody be safe. Enjoy your Sunday. I appreciate your time. And yeah, I love you guys. I love you, Candy Canes. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.